From Boca Raton, Florida, Rabbis Ephraim Goldberg, Philip Moskowitz, and Josh Brody are taking you behind the Bima. The BRS Rabbis schmooze about contemporary issues and talk to special guests who give a behind-the-scenes look at how they got to where they are and what keeps them going. Welcome to Behind the Bima.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. It's Wednesday night, 9 p.m. My name is Ephraim Goldberg. I'm joined by my colleague, friend, and co-host, Rabbi Josh Brody, and we're here to take you
behind the Bima.
We're here to take you behind the Bima. Ladies and gentlemen, buckle up, settle in, get comfortable, because this is our annual marathon episode. Rabbi Brody, you remember last year when we did this episode, we brought on the whole staff,
yes,
special guests, part of our great global campaign. Do you remember how long we went?
Let me just tell you, I have a flight tomorrow that leaves at 5 a.m. So I got to be done by 5 a.m.
You got to be done. So we've got a hard deadline. 5 a.m. tomorrow morning. We got a hard deadline. It is 9:01 p.m. here on the East Coast, Eastern Standard Time. And last year, our marathon episode went 3.5 hours. And it was shocking how many people stayed with us all the way through. We got a great episode tonight. We're bringing on the staff, Rabbis Rebbetzins, different people behind making the Boca Raton Synagogue happen. We got a couple special guests, surprise celebrity guests who will be joining us. You never know when. You don't know when. They're just going to pop in behind the Bima, go behind the Bima with us. But before we begin and before we get there, let's start with our generous sponsorship, always with an attitude of gratitude. Behind the Bima, once again, is generously sponsored by Gilly's Goodies, the best way to send Mishloach Manos and a sweet hug to your family and friends in Israel since 2001. Remember when we did the campaign sending the Gilly's Goodies to soldiers? Well, we're doing it again. So
there's no one that does it like Gilly. This guy packs every single box with so much love and
package to family, friends, loved ones. You got kids in seminary. You got family living in Israel. You want to send a package to Rabbi Brody's daughter Ayala. She's on her way here though.
She's on her way here. But you know what? You know what? I just heard.
You can send the package back with Ayala.
You can send it back. You can send it back. But he told me that someone in Australia made an order. You know, we got people listening in Australia, all over the world, and they're ordering Gilly's Goodies because they know it gets delivered to Israel.
They're listening all over. It's really extraordinary. And Gilly's Goodies is doing great stuff. So whether you want to send a package to a soldier, which is purely kindness, an act of chesed, or you want to order a package for a loved one, go to Gilly's Goodies and put in the promo code referred by Bima, B-I-M-A, B-I-M-A. It is, it's going to be great. So Rabbi Brody, we're going to be bringing on different special guests throughout the night, but we start with you, Rabbi Joshua Brody of the Boca Raton Synagogue. Tell us something. Tell our listeners something they don't know about you.
I'll tell you right now, they would never guess, but I just started Yavamas.
You did. Oh, that's great. Let's give the update from last week. Last week, we had Rabbi Eli Stefanski. And, we thought we were going to have a 20, 30-minute conversation. Went over an hour. So much to talk about. Rabbi Stefanski's got a movement going. He's got 10,000 people a day learning his Daf Yomi. He is just keeping everybody informed, inspired, entertained with props, with caricatures, with sound effects. And he won over Rabbi Brody. So Rabbi Brody, how many times had you started the daf before you met Eli Stefanski?
This is my fourth attempt. And all the other times I started with brachas, just like everyone else did. And for any number of reasons, I made headway each time.
Right.
But it just wasn't working. It just didn't go. I just ran out of steam. And let me tell you something. If you take a look right now at his characters, because you say to yourself, Yavamos, I mean, again, I never learned it before, but Rabbi Goldberg has learned this first Mishnah many times. There's many different people to keep track of. You got husband number one, husband number two. He's introduced characters. We've got full-size, life-size characters sitting behind him, characters of members of the Shir.
Well, he spoke about him behind the Bima. That's his methodology. He's like an ADD Daf Yomi. Like you are totally brought in because you can't wait to find out what's going to happen next, and you can't stop waiting to want to see what's going to be. So
So in other words, for you, you're trying to keep track of husband number one, husband number two, the mother-in-law, who's getting married to, the daughter-in-law.
Yeah, he's tapping into something special. No question.
I'm thinking. No, in a second. We've got Burka lady. We've got Five Towns woman. I got them all lined up.
That's how he has them. That's how he has their names.
Yeah, there's names. It's the most incredible thing, and they're all characters of people. The men are characters of people in this year.
That's great.
And they're
Has
so
Boca
fun.
made it? Does he have a Boca character?
Not yet, but there will be.
Not yet.
Listen, this is Yavamas. Wait till I got to at least prove I can get one Masechta on my belt, you know. So
Well, I do think it's amazing. Rabbi Brody's celebrating 1 week in from behind the Bima. He's with Daf, and we're going to be checking in with you periodically to see where you are in your Daf journey. We have marked our calendars for your Siyam Hashas in 7.5 years.
I posted on there's an MDY Miami group, so I posted 7 days down, and someone wrote back, I don't know how many more days it is, but they gave me the exact number.
Let's start with this, Rabbi Brody. Let's start with this with our Marathon Global Behind the Bima episode. 7.5 years, you're going to be finishing Shas. Where is it going to be? Where will you be?
In Eretz Yisrael.
Where will the Brodies be living?
They first of all, they have already given me the date of when I'm finishing. My group over here is like 102 guys in this group. They told me the date. I think it's August 2nd in 7 years.
Okay.
And it will be in Israel. There's no question.
That's amazing. But no. So where will the Brodies be living in 7.5 years? Tell us a little bit about what's going on in Rabbi Brody's life.
Not even a question. We are actually right now. There's big talk. There's big things going on behind the scenes right now. We are officially. I don't know if should we make the grand announcement right now? Can I do it now? Is it
sure
off the record?
Sure, but hold on. Let's take a moment. Hold on before you make the big announcement and we get a drum roll going. Before then, we do have to mention that we've got our global campaign going right now. If you enjoy Behind the Bima, Parsha class, Siddur snippets, Rabbi Blumenthal's articles, countless else that's produced and streamed from BRS, help us. First of all, show gratitude for it and help us continue to do more and bigger and better. Give you more access, more inspiration, more topics. So open another tab while you're watching Behind the Bima. brsonline.org/global, brsonline.org/global, and do your part. We already got a donation tonight from Simcha Marchand in honor of Dov Ber Ben Henech, father's 46th year at St. Neshama Shav and Leah. We're going to announce all the donations live. So those of you who are watching right now live, go on brsonline.org/global. We are at 89,388, and we have a goal of 150. So you got to get us closer. You got to get
the bigger the donation, we'll make a really bigger deal.
Oh yeah,
you really want to impress us.
Big donation, big deal. So Rabbi Brody, tell us again. 7.5 years. You're Siyam Hashas. Let's get a little drum roll here.
Yeah, this is
hold on. Let's see. Can I get drum roll? Let's see. Hold on. Is this a drum roll?
Can we do a drum roll?
It's not a drum roll. No, they got a whole list of things here. None of them are drum roll. Night driving? What's night driving?
Oh, by the way.
Not a drum roll.
Someone just texted me. I have 2,704 days or 2,703 days to go.
Amazing. Yeah. So
here's the big announcement.
Hold on. Don't say it yet.
Oh, we're not ready for the drum roll yet?
Don't say it yet. The big announcement Brody has to make. He's been holding out and waiting. And That's right. That's right. We brought back the breaking news icon for this. Rabbi Brody, what's the big announcement?
Let's just be clear. This is not the big announcement. That's something else. We're still it's still coming. But this is the Aliyah announcement. The answer is that it's the summer of 2025. But we're not going alone. We are getting now there's direct flights. We are going to have a Boca plane going from Miami summer 2025. Maybe Rebbe Goldberg will be on that plane. I don't know, but we're encouraging. It's actually not a Boca plane. It's a behind the Bima plane. How's that?
The BRS Global.
The BRS Global plane is going. This is the first of many, not one plane.
What does that mean? Are you announcing at 2025 you're making Aliyah?
Yeah, that's it. It's. I mean, it's not official because like Simone hasn't really bought into that yet, but
some minor detail.
Little minor detail, but
minor detail. But when you make Aliyah, you mean you're going to make Aliyah but still work here in Boca, or you're there for good?
No, we are going to be working like in the same way that we're global. You and I are not. We're all over. We're still going to be working. We're going to be working.
Are we looking for a new outreach rabbi at the Boca Raton Synagogue for 2025?
There will be a new outreach rabbi for the Boca Raton Synagogue 2025.
Wow.
But there's a good chance I'll still be on payroll.
Wow.
Because it's not that much money anyway. And because there's stuff in Israel. We're not leaving. We're expanding. You understand?
Right. Okay.
Now, some might say, well, did you speak to the board about it? Who else has been involved in this discussion?
Right.
No one. But
right.
We'll figure it out.
Okay. Well, Rabbi Brody, we've got some incredible guests that we're going to be bringing on tonight to go behind the Bima. Let's ask one more question to you. Our audience knows you well because they listen to us banter and talk. We got some big celebrities who are going to be coming on tonight, in addition to our big celebrity staff at the Boca Raton Synagogue, which we're really, really excited. Tell us what has been the highlight of your job. Outreach Rabbi, Boca Raton Synagogue.
That's a great question.
First of all, if the people listen to the last marathon, they'll know your story that you were at one point our youth director, became actually our executive director, then became the outreach rabbi. Between being outreach rabbi, your position at Federation, what would you say has been the highlight of your career in Boca Raton?
I think it's the realization that, big shout out to Rob Teichman. Thank you, Rob.
Thank you.
Now you got to go donate because now he's going to say, well, did you donate? No, someone just texted me. So
there's no shout outs without going to brsonline.org.
No, you got to see donations coming.
brsonline.org/global. All right, you got to answer that question because we got our first.
Okay, so the bottom line, I think it's really just the realization that that Ahavas Yisrael is something which is
no. I didn't ask for realization. I asked for the highlight moment.
Oh, what was like the best moment?
That's moment. You could tell me maybe when you went to the president's house for the Unity Award. Maybe it was a particular funeral you did. You were there for somebody that nobody knows about. Maybe it was an outreach. Somebody transformed their life. I'm trying to buy you some time here and help you out, and you're doing nothing for me.
Yeah, but Rob just said, put me down for $100. Okay, he's in.
Okay, send them to brsonline.org/global. Yeah, go ahead.
Okay. I mean, there were many things. I think each year you and I could look back and say, you remember, I mean, chartering a plane and going to a Washington, D.C. rally. That's definitely up there.
That's up there.
You know,
all right, we're going to go with that one. And we're going to bring on our first celebrity guest. Ladies and gentlemen, there she is. Your celebrity guest. Yocheved, turn your phone sideways.
I don't know how to do this.
Sideways. There you go.
I don't know what I'm doing.
Yeah, well, okay. Let's go with this.
Oh, that's better.
We're going to, let's see. Hold on. No, let's go.
I don't have a laptop, so all I have is a phone.
There we go.
We're going to have to make do with this.
Our first celebrity guest is Rebbetzin, your Rebbetzin of the Boca Raton Synagogue, Yocheved Goldberg. Rebbetzin, thank you and welcome behind the Bima Marathon edition. Everybody's invited to go and to give to the global campaign. So, Yocheved, here's a big question for you that recently came up. I have been on several podcasts. That wasn't like a flex, but there have been opportunities that people have asked me about going into the rabbinate. And I always say that I really was going to go into chinuch. I was going to go into Jewish education. I thought that's where my strengths lay. And you're the one who pushed me into the rabbinate. So people followed up and I didn't know the answer. They said, what did your wife see? What made her think that you'd be better suited in the rabbanos, in the rabbinate?
So you're asking me why I pushed you in that direction.
Yeah.
So, well, at that time you were in the kollel and you had the very amazing opportunity to be able to be involved in different aspects of the community. You were teaching in a high school. You were running the first explanatory service. You interacted with, people of all ages. And I think that I saw in you a lot of diversity within you, that you were able to relate to a lot of different types of people, a lot of different ages, a lot of different, you enjoyed doing so many different things that weren't just teaching. And so I felt like chinuch would be, limiting for you, that there was like a lot more that you were interested in and that you were good at. And so I thought that it would be a beautiful thing also to have a home. That was, the truth is that in any profession, you could still have an open home and you could still do so much chesed and there's so much that you could do to be involved in the community. But I did feel like knowing your talents and seeing how well-rounded you were, that you could really do even more than teaching. So
you were the first to see the Shar HaKollel before anybody else, before it had its name.
Well, I saw the diversity in you. I didn't see the diversity of people. I said that you had diversity as far as the types of people, the ages of people, the different interactions you could have. And it wasn't just, chinuch. Basically, you were going to be a high school Rebbe. That was one dimension of you, I felt. So
you're saying the rabbinate gives me the opportunity to expand, diversify, spread wings a little bit more, do more things. I agree. That's a great answer. So Rebbetzin Goldberg, this past year, speaking of spreading your wings, you've really left your comfort zone. You're an amazing Rebbetzin, if I say so myself, but you've always seen yourself as more behind the scenes, private, helping, supporting people, hosting people, and not really a teacher or speaker. And yet you've been hosted on a bunch of podcasts. You've been on Top Rebbetzins, America's Top Rebbetzin. Is that what it's called? You've been on certain Kala teacher podcasts. You've spoken. What inspired you to leave your comfort zone, to expand a little bit, to challenge yourself to do more this past year than you ever did before?
I guess I joined the Zoom bandwagon. That's where everyone is these days. It's very interesting because I think that when we first started out in this position, we were very young. When we first moved to Boca, I think I was 22 and you were 23. We were very, very young. And I think that it took a lot of time for you seem to become more comfortable in your position and being that, that role model, that teacher, that, getting up there in front of the crowd and being able to teach over. And I think it took me a little longer to see myself in that role and
Right.
to fully embrace that position to be able to teach and inspire. And I'm not a natural teacher. I actually have an MSW. I'm a social worker. That's really what I've wanted to do. I don't love getting up in front of a classroom, and it's hard for me to control, to have to prepare classes.
Right.
So, it's funny, when we first moved to Boca, every school in the community called and they, could you teach for us? Could you be a teacher? Your husband's in the kollel. Clearly you must be a Mora, and I kind of turned everything down. I didn't really want to teach. And I was lucky enough to get a job in social work. And I was working for many years, the early years when we were living here. And I wasn't really comfortable. I remember I was at a bas mitzvah and the Rebbetzin in the community gave a speech without any papers in front of her. And I went over to her after, I'm like, how do you do that? How do you speak like that off the cuff? I couldn't understand. It was just not, maybe I could write something and read off of a paper, but it wasn't in me yet. And I also just didn't have that comfort, even like being that teacher and being that role model and thinking that I have something to teach or to share or to inspire. It just, it took a little time. And then, as you get older.
By the way, that's the way I feel every time Rabbi Goldberg speaks. Like, how did he just do that? There's no notes. There's no papers.
Right. No, it's really a gift. It's a gift that, some people are able to do early on. At Ar L'Chaim, when he was 22 and I was 21, he already gave like a whole long speech off the top of his head.
No, really?
I remember that was the first time I heard
trying to impress you.
He already had a whole beautiful Dvar Torah, well-developed thought, and everyone was like their jaw on the floor, like he's a young guy who could get up and speak like that.
Everybody was
I
like,
didn't even realize that he was able
already?
to do it. It was an amazing moment. I was like, oh wow, look how he speaks. I had no idea. But
Who knew? I thought it was just the good looks.
In addition to his good looks, exactly. But that was actually like a moment I noticed, like, he's actually very talented. He's good. He speaks beautifully. But he's been able to do that for a long time. And I think people had that expectation of me as well, that because I'm married to him, or I must also be able to do that. And it didn't come. I'm much better one-on-one. It wasn't something that just came supernaturally. I remember crying to him before I had to introduce someone or start off a program, and they want me to say a few words, and I'd be crying over what to say and how's it going to go over. It was very nerve-wracking for me, the first.
So let me ask both of you a question then. When you're writing, I don't know, a drasha, or Rebbetzin, you have to write a talk. Do you bounce ideas off each other? Are you involved in each other's?
So I think we used to be a lot more. I used to always run everything by him because I was nervous about it, and he would help edit. But recently for me anyway, I've been doing things on my own, writing things and kind of speaking without checking with him, partly because he doesn't have as much time as he used to, but also because I was going to continue answering that question that I have through the years been able to become a little more confident in my, abilities to speak and share and teach. And, after so many years now of let's say giving college classes and giving refresher classes, to be able to now do it in a more, in a more official way and to more people and out there, it's coming more naturally. It's a little bit easier for me. I'm able to get up now a little bit easier after, hearing him speak or me speaking through the years. I have more confidence. And I guess also I have more years of experience. I'm feeling my age. Now I could give advice to the young. I feel like I'm of the older, not older in age, but of the older, we've been here so many years already, we're like old timers at this point. And so I guess that through the years of, trying to help and being in people's lives and getting a little more life experience, I have a little more confidence in teaching, in being on those podcasts, in sharing my experiences. It's coming a little more naturally, and I feel a little bit more like I have a little more to impart than maybe I felt like 10, 20 years ago.
You're doing
But
an
as far as
amazing
he
job
doesn't
of it.
run things by me as much. I mean, he doesn't need to. It flows naturally.
It's not true. I still do. We brainstorm. There's not a day that goes by that we're not talking about
No.
vision for the community, brainstorming. It may be in the past I used to say, let me try out this drasha, or what do you think of this story, or
Right.
or would you read this? So that, not as much anymore, but there's not a day that goes by that we don't brainstorm, consult, partner, ideas for vision. And this community would not be what it is without Yocheved and Simone, and the Rebbetzins are real partners in our community. We can be very proud. They're not on payroll, which is a whole conversation we can maybe come back to in our maybe hour 3 or 4 tonight. We'll come back to, what is the role and job of a Rebbetzin. They're not paid. There's no contract. What's the expectation? Is that fair? Maybe we'll get some more Rebbetzins on. We're going to be welcoming the Blumenthal's in a moment. But first, we have a different special treat to welcome some new members of our community.
Oh, my congregants.
We miss you.
Wolbe, hold on. We got to take a break.
Yeah.
Hold on. We got to acknowledge some donations that have come in. Israel Lepel from Brooklyn. Thank you. Robert Teichman, in honor of Rabbi Brody's amazing work. Keep up the great work. We've got celebrities here, Yitzi Wolbe and Estee Wolbe. So excited. Celebrity members of Boca Raton Synagogue. Yes. So excited to have them. And go on brsonline.org/global. Join our movement and our mission. Make a difference. Help us spread our message. So Wolbe's, you moved to Boca. How long are you living in Boca?
6 months.
You are here for 6 months.
I'm
amazing. And
like
how's it going? What?
I'm like a tiny drop.
Yeah. 6 months and a little bit. And what would you say about your Boca experience so far?
It's amazing. We love it here.
Pioneers.
Yeah.
I actually, so much, just to test the waters, I was actually in New York last week. We're here to stay. It's safe to say that we made it right.
Yeah. So we should give a proper introduction. The Wolbes have moved to an area called Boca Point, and Montoya Circle, which is where the shul is located, is somewhat saturated. The housing is difficult, not really available, not really affordable. So many communities would be very satisfied and gratified and say, well, we've kind of sold out. So housing market saturated, we're sold out, got 9 minyanim Shabbos morning, we're good to go, but not BRS. At BRS, we say, well, if the circle is sold out, we just got to expand the circle. We just got to widen the circle. So there's an area a little bit south of us called Boca Point, and there are other developments across Powerline and the whole area. And we've created a satellite, the Fountains Minyan. Rabbi Brody is sort of the rabbi at the Fountains Minyan, close to where he lives. And
notice the sort of. That's like, in case I say something that I shouldn't have said, then we can claim that it wasn't really part of it.
No, he wasn't really.
Need some plausible deniability.
Right.
Always. So we keep the Brody at an arm's length. But meet Friday night in Shabbos Mincha in the Fountains, and Shabbos morning meets in the Wolbe's. Are we allowed to say that? Is Boca Point management listening? But meets in the Wolbe home. And what is the best part, they say, of the Minyan Shabbos morning after Rabbi Brody's drasha? Who makes Kiddush? Who makes the Kiddush on Shabbos morning?
It's me. They say you got to get him by the Gashmias. So we get him by the Chillin.
It's a pretty good kid.
They come into the Chillin. They stay for the davening. Like nobody wants to come for just the Chillin. So they know, like, you have to come a little bit earlier, sit through the davening or whatever it is, sit through your speech sometimes. Nebuch. And
you could also come just for the Gashmias. You don't have to stay for this meeting. You don't have to come in earlier.
True. 100%.
Exactly. So tell us a little bit about what's going on over there in Boca Point, expanding the satellite. Obviously, you're part of the Boca Raton Synagogue. I see it's in the mornings, daven in the shul, youth programs, adult education, our base midrashah. But for Shabbos, there's a satellite, so you can be a little closer.
So you don't have to do the half-hour walk in the schwitzing heat that's coming up soon.
Right. Exactly. So there's housing available. People should come down, join Boca Point. BRS is growing movement.
Things are actually popping up, like, I want to say almost, I don't know, once a week at least. But this week there's been a few that pop up. But as soon as they pop up, they're gone. So
it's amazing. They post them on the WhatsApp group, and then they're like, "Yeah, sold."
Forget it. Never mind. It says suddenly.
I think the realtors are planning it out. Like, okay, you do Tuesday, I'll go on Wednesday, and you'll do Thursday, and then we'll have every day of the week a new house going and a new house sold.
No, Baruch Hashem, so many more families are moving in. It's a really beautiful place to live. It's actually gorgeous. We walk around outside and we're like, how do we live here? This is unbelievable. Honestly, it's beautiful. And more people are moving in, and it just makes it more of a community. Like, we're starting to feel that happening, and it's just so nice.
Amazing. That's fantastic. So let's move to each of you. Talent, skills, you're a powerhouse couple together. Let's start with you for a second. Your last name should be recognizable to many, and I would say recognizable to people who listen to BRS classes. Me,
Right.
Rabbi Moskowitz, Rabbi Blumenthal, Rabbi Brody, all of us who are sharing Torah through our global world, streaming online, the many platforms we're sharing Torah, we are regularly quoting your grandfather Zatzal, Volbe Zatzal. So tell us a little bit what it's like, the Alei Shor of Shlomo Volbe. What was it like to grow up? Tell us something about him that the average person learning Musar who opens Alei Shor, who gets one picture of this very stoic, quiet, serious Bal Musar, give us a different picture of who your Zayda, who the great Rav Volbe was.
I mean, it's a lot. I could go on for hours.
Yeah, by the way, we're not going.
We have hours.
No, I think what he would want me to say from the way he put effort into being around us is that he, first of all, very humble, very good sense of humor, a lot of love, and just he made a very big point to us that he's just a grandfather. If I ever come to him, what do you think? And he goes, I'm just your Saba. I don't know why you would ask me that kind of a question. He really wanted to, he understood the importance of the relationship, and he really understood that he could have such a bigger impact, at least on us as individuals, by being a great Saba than he could by being Rabbi Shlomo Wolbe to us.
What was his demeanor? Would he walk around serious about Musar or stoic? Did he have a smile? Was he positive?
Oh no, always smiling, always calm, gentle. He if he knocked on the door, you knew it was him just because there was a rhythm to it. It was like, I don't know, I can't explain it better than that.
And what was that? You told me you were a young boy, but you were at a Shabbos table all the time regularly. What was that Shabbos table? We picture a Volbe Shabbos table. It was probably Divrei Torah for 3 hours straight. It was probably super.
I don't remember him ever giving a Dvar Torah. I think there was a lot of singing. There was a lot of Zmiros. I don't think he ever had a big fancy meal. I think everything was on the humble side, but it was just a love, and we would talk and we would laugh, and I always liked asking my grandparents about their history and that kind of stuff. But there was never focusing, and it was never giving Musar. The Musar my grandfather would give would be like a nudge from the other side of the room. He'd go no, and then you knew exactly what he meant and exactly what he's saying to his new to.
Would he ever say like, just go read Perek Gimel? Alec Bays?
No. No,
it's an amazing image.
Give you a book, at a certain age, he might be like, here's a Halei Shor Chelik Aleph. This would be good for you.
Right.
He would pull one of those, but he would always. I'll give you one example. He would always ask what you're learning to check how well you're. So when you before you walked into Saba's house, you needed to know what sugya in the Gemara you're in. You're being asked about it. So one day, like every day, I'd walk in and he asked me, what are you learning? So I told him the sugya, and then he says, no, not that. What other subject? Math, Hebrew, English, this and that. He'd be like, oh, they teach you English in school? So I go, yeah. So he goes, they didn't teach me English. And then he goes and starts listing off languages that he knows. Like, they taught me this, and that. And I also happen to know English and, Swedish and all these other languages. It was like, as a joke to bring light to this thing that he saw that I was ready to answer the question this way. He kind of like says, oh, there's other things,
Amazing. He was a brilliant man. We're going to have to bring you back one day to talk more about him. Yeah. But actually, let's get to you.
When you start our Musar Chabura.
Exactly. In Boca Point, the BRS Boca Point Musar Chabura, Musar Vad is starting soon.
It's just gonna be a room, and then Yitz's gonna go new, and everyone's gonna know exactly what he meant.
We said the name of the Boca Point shul is going to be the base on Musar of Boca. That's
nice.
I love it.
Get that on the garage, like.
Yeah. I know.
I love it.
Have a problem.
Okay.
Well, Estee, how'd you get into the food business? Like, how did you realize?
Food. I really like food. I think that everyone's a foodie. I kind of talk about it. I'm not more of a foodie than anybody else. And then some people deny, like, oh, I'm really not a foodie. But everyone has this like element of something that if you bring food to their, you know, it triggers like a memory of something like maybe when you were a little kid, or maybe like a really just like fond memory that you have. And it all comes back to food all the time. So everyone really is a foodie. When you describe something that someone loves and you see that twinkle in their eye, like spark, I got the foodie. Everyone's a foodie. You just have to get there. And I just really enjoy, I enjoy cooking. I actually do. I can spend hours in the kitchen and it's like nothing for me. And I enjoy giving that over because I feel like a lot of people are intimidated by certain aspects of it. And if I can teach someone not to be afraid of it, like literally today in my kitchen, I taught a friend of mine how to make challah for the first time ever.
Wow.
And I feel like it's so scary because there's yeast and flour and all this stuff. And it's like supposed to be a science experiment that explodes, you know, but if I walk you through it one time and you see that it doesn't explode and you can actually do it and get through it, next time you're going to make challah and it's no problem. The time after that, it's even easier. And then you're going to be making challah all the time like it's nothing. So it brings me so much joy to just teach people not to be afraid of things and to just like break down that barrier of like what's actually scaring people. And that's pretty much what I do.
So you've got like 30, 40,000 followers on Instagram, and you've got the website and the cooking shows and more. Did I just undersell you? You've got 300,000 followers.
No.
And I don't mean to insult you. It's incredible. So what I hear is that the answer is you simplify. You make it easy. You make it simple. You make it accessible for people. So it's Wednesday night. It's getting late. Everyone needs to get ready for Shabbos.
Right.
I don't know what just happened to Yocheved. She dropped her phone or something. But Estee, give our listeners a Shabbos cooking hack. Give them something to simplify. When it's getting late, they're running out of time. There's not a lot at home. What is a go-to dish that you can make quickly, simply, doesn't take a lot of work?
Okay, so if you go to cookingwithtantrums.com, which is my own personal website that I don't give enough attention to, but the staples are on there, you'll find chicken and rice, which sounds like chicken and rice, but it's better. It's chicken and rice, okay?
Ooh.
And if, right, I know. Because it's that good. It's really good. It's super easy. And then you have a side dish and a main dish in one. You throw it in the oven and you're finished. That's kind of probably the biggest shortcut that I can give you. Another one is if you don't have time to make challah, but you want to have your house smelling like challah, my little hack is that I buy the Rhodes dinner rolls that they sell at, I don't know, a bunch of different stores in the freezer section. And they're little balls of dough. You can actually set them out on a parchment lined baking sheet or in a challah pan and just kind of like layer the little balls of dough. As they defrost and rise, it starts to look like a braided challah, except you didn't touch it. You didn't make the dough. You didn't do anything. Obviously, making your own challah dough is a beautiful mitzvah, and we love to do that, but sometimes you don't have the time. Egg wash, top it, and you're good to go. And actually, those are vegan. So if anybody has a vegan guest and they're panicking because they don't know what to do with themselves, just skip the egg wash. Don't egg wash them because then you negate the vegan. But those are ready to go, and you can have a beautiful challah.
Estee, you know my favorite joke? You know how you know somebody's a vegan?
There we go.
They'll tell you.
They'll tell you.
Yeah.
Exactly. We happen to have one on the screen right now.
I know.
Did you see how excited he got when she mentioned vegan?
Yes, I
He
did.
told you right away.
I have to say that in addition to the regular chillent that we have, I often, not always, I stopped doing it every week. I often have a vegan chillent in addition to it. And that helps out the people who are afraid to get flashik
Nice.
because they need their coffee. So I have
Nice
that
stuff.
going. And, you know, some people are vegan and we accommodate them too.
Amazing.
Can I tell you a cooking hack? Can I give a cooking hack that just went wrong?
Yeah.
Oh,
I'm in this hotel and I brought a couple of these, noodle soups.
I
So
love
I'm like, well, they're great.
yeah.
The problem is I need hot water. So I'm like, you know what? Let me just fill up the coffee machine over here.
Yeah.
And I realized that. So I'm like, why does it smells so different? And I realized I didn't take out the coffee filter from this morning.
Oy vey.
So it's coffee.
You're having a coffee.
Yum.
Yeah.
You have to market it. Depth of flavor.
Right.
Those vegans really know how to live. Well, we love you, Volbe. We're so happy the Volbes are in our community, found our way here to BRS. Started in the BRS Global world from Brooklyn.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm going to lose some friends right now, but I'll tell you, I didn't make this up. We got a lot of people who migrate here from Brooklyn. Gravity brings them down to Florida. And they tell me that BRS, Boca Raton Synagogue, they say BRS stands for the Brooklyn Recovery Society. So, the Volbes are proud members of the Brooklyn Recovery Society here in BRS. Yitz, before we let you go, tell us Estee's best dish. What do you most look forward to her making or hope she makes for Shabbos?
No pressure.
It's got to be the kugel. It's got to be the kugel.
The kugel. Which kugel?
Potato. Oh,
No,
there's only one
it's
kugel.
kugel.
There's only one kugel.
Kugel.
Heimish potato kugel.
Stam kugel is potato kugel.
Yes.
Okay.
If you have to specify, is it worth your time? It's not.
There you have it. So Estee, thank you so much. We're going to bring you guys back. So much more to learn from you. We're
Thanks
so
for
happy to have
having
you here in our BRS family.
Thank you.
This is really nice.
Nice.
Take care. All right. We are joined by the Blumenthal's, who are muted, but they have arrived.
Wow.
What's
There
up?
they are. Rabbi and Rebbetzin Blumenthal's. We're going to be bringing the staff on a little behind schedule. Everyone's patient, but we got a long night ahead of us. So have a cup of coffee, sit back. By the way, you could have coffee in the brand new mug. Should we show everybody the new mug? In our Emunah Shir on Wednesday mornings, we talk about caffeinate with kavana because we're supposed to make 100 brachas a day, connect with God. And then Volbe, we just had Yitz. Volbe says, just concentrate for at least 10. And I say, concentrate at least for the first bracha of your day. So we made these little cups. Let's see. Caffeinate with kavana. Shakol, Nia Bidvaro. On the other side, you got, where is it? The Emunah Shir. How to listen to the BRS Emunah Shir. Caffeinate with kavana. We've also got our BRS cup. We got a lot of swag here tonight. Got this great hat, Nike hat with behind the Bima. Stay happy, stay healthy, stay holy. We got the car magnet. But right now we got the Blumenthal's. Blumenthal's, Rabbi and Rebbetzin of BRS West. Thank you for joining the Marathon Global event. How are you?
We're good.
We're good. We don't sleep anymore. We have a newborn,
I was
but
gonna say they sound exhausted.
I know.
Mazel tov for that. First of all, the Schreiers have arrived. Thank you, Mimi and Ari Schreier, for your generously participating in the global campaign. BRSonline.org/global. Do your part. Help us get where we need to go. So Blumenthal's, tell us what's going on in Marava. Tell us what's happening out in the Wild West.
It's awesome. It's so exciting. It's growing by leaps and bounds. People are, the shul was growing like 20 families a year before COVID, and then COVID happened, and we stopped getting phone calls from people saying, "Can we come and check out the neighborhood?"
They're like, "We live here already." We're like, "Cool."
The standard question when I see a new face in shul is first. It used to be who you visiting. Now it's like, where did you move?
Right.
Exactly.
That's now the first it's rare that you see a new face and you're like, who are you? They're like, oh no, we're just visiting a relative. Now it's like we've moved down the block from you.
Unbelievable. So Rebbetzin Blumenthal, Yocheved is back. We were just talking about what it's like to be a Rebbetzin. What's your approach or philosophy? Community has certain expectations of a Rebbetzin, certain assumptions, but on an interview, the Rebbetzin not interviewed. In the contract, the Rebbetzin
I was interviewed.
You were interviewed. Okay. Maybe you're the exception, but generally they're not. And they're not. I don't know if the contract, the Blumenthal contract includes you, expectations, compensation, payment. So what's your philosophy on the role of a Rebbetzin?
Well, first of all, everything Yocheved was saying before, I totally connected with. And I'd like to know that now you're feeling more confident. So hopefully that will come my way. So I'll talk to you more about that one. But yeah, no, I've always been like, what does it mean to be a Rebbetzin? Because so many people have such different things in their mind. So I could be the right Rebbetzin in this area, but this person has a different vision. So in the end, it doesn't matter what everyone else's vision is. It's really what my vision is and how I can continue to give. So that way I am maintaining, my happiness and my goals. So that way we are more of an efficient team as opposed to putting myself in a Rebbetzin position that I don't feel connected with and then resenting everything. I just feel like it's better if I do the things that I connect with. So my favorite thing, honestly, which COVID took away for a while, but thank God is back. I like hosting. I like meeting with people. I like going to visit and talking to people, even when they're down, when they're up, whatever situation they're in. So I really enjoy that. I'm also a social worker. So that is my thing, the one-on-one, the being with people, the connecting. That is my favorite part of being a Rebbetzin.
What's your least favorite part?
Least favorite part. Great question.
Don't feel obligated to answer because Yocheved will answer in the meantime. Yocheved, least favorite part about being a Rebbetzin?
I think sharing my husband.
You know what? Yes.
Wow.
I was just on a panel.
There's not enough time in the day, but sometimes when people are calling me about something at the same time, like he's not around, and I'll sometimes deliberately answer the phone and be like, do you hear my baby crying right now? He's doing it right now, and I'm doing the mommy thing right now. Like, hold on. But yeah, sharing your husband is hard because I really like him, and that really stinks sometimes. But that's why I think he's good for this
It
job.
doesn't think that you like me.
No, it
I
doesn't think
appreciate
that I like
that.
him. I'm okay that I like him. It's fine. I just know he's really good at this, so I share him.
That's great. Yocheved, what were you saying? You're on a panel?
No, I was on a panel this week of Rebbetzins, the OU. It does a very nice thing. They have this every month. They have different women who would speak to 10th, 11th, and 12th grade girls. And this year they had Rebbetzins, and so this question came up: what's your favorite part? What's your least favorite part? So like all three of us agreed about the fact that our husband's jobs are not 9 to 5. That he's often has to be available to everyone all the time, or maybe it doesn't have to be, but is, and that's something that kind of I think the Rebbetzins have to adjust to and have to often deal with, and the fact that we have to share them. Everyone gets a piece of the rabbi, and it's not
And
just
yet our life is amazing, and we wouldn't have it any other way. And what a
that
privilege
goes
and a
without
blessing
saying.
and a joy.
That goes without saying. Of course, we love this. We love this job. We love this life. We wouldn't give it up for anything. There's so much in it that's so rewarding and that's so meaningful, and has uplifted our family, has enriched our lives. We feel so blessed. But everything in life comes with a downside. I'm sure doctors' wives and lawyers' wives and teachers, everyone. And the truth is, a lot of women have their own jobs, and it also comes with downsides and things that.
Right.
But
So,
I guess
Yocheved, one of our kids just texted, "This is boring. Spice it up, make it a little more interesting." So, Yocheved, which is your favorite child of all of our children? Just joking. Rabbi Blumenthal, let's come to you. So
We're not going to answer that question either.
Yeah, that's right.
yeah, we won't
Rabbi
answer.
Volbe, we like all your children.
I appreciate that. So, Rabbi Blumenthal, you managed to somehow get an enormous amount done. You're without flattering falsely, you're a Talmud Chacham. You've been writing beautiful articles. You also are a technology wizard, and you know all these life hacks. So give us all a great life hack. What is a recent purchase you made that changed your life? Tell us something, and I'm not going to do the Tim Ferriss for under $100. I'll just ask you, what did you buy recently for any price, any amount, from any website that significantly positively impacted your life?
That's a good question. I'll tell you, I'll be a little like antithetical. What I've figured out is that there's a lot of products that like attempt to get you to do things better.
Right.
None of them work. None of them. Meaning there's not a thing that you could buy that's going to change the way that you do things. In the same way that there's no diet that will make you lose weight, and there's no financial plan that will make you rich. There's like nothing that like you have this, it'll make everything better.
Right. So what is the answer?
I don't know.
Okay, there.
Thank God.
He just finished a shear.
I just finished Rabbis on the Run, which was fun. So
Right.
I think the answer is almost the right thing to get is the next thing that's going to help you figure out what to do next. Like I'm constantly playing with like different systems and pieces of software because I enjoy it.
Right.
Right. I'm
What's the
constantly.
purchase? What's the purchase? Did you buy a little tripod stand? Did you buy a cord? You have like suits that you can roll in a ball and don't get wrinkled. Like, come on, give our listeners, give them a great hack. Give them a great purchase that you recently had that made a big difference.
No,
That's cool.
yeah.
Hold on, while you're thinking about that, we're gonna bring out a special guest. Simcha Weiner. Simcha, what are you in the middle of doing right
We're
now?
in Brooklyn. Gotta wait for the train to pass.
You're in Brooklyn. The train is
Wow.
passing overhead. We're just
Don't
talking about
molest them, everyone.
we were just talking about BRS.
How do we
the
know that's
Brooklyn
really
Public
him?
Society.
I just see a silhouette.
It's a
Maybe
deep
it's someone
fake.
else.
This is a deep fake. Here, I'll give you proof.
Oh,
I can be in here, but then there's a concert speech going on in the background, so I'm
Oh
gonna
my
step
God.
out. I think people want to hear me more than see me.
Wow. Simcha Weiner, welcome to BRS Marathon Edition. We are running our global campaign to people who read, listen, learn, and love BRS from a distance, brsonline.org/global. You are a regular guest and an honorary member here at BRS. What do you love about BRS?
Ooh, everyone has to give to my hometown shul. This is my homecoming over here.
This is it.
What do we love about BRS? BRS is the one place in the world that you can walk in and find every type of Jew of every type of color, size, denomination. No matter what part of the world you come from, you are represented at BRS. And just FYI, if you're in Flatbush tonight, you can park anywhere you want because it is the Hatzalah dinner. And the police department were told that anyone parked at a hydrant, just assume that they're a Hatzalah member. BRS, you don't have that issue because we have reserved parking for the Chinese auction winner. Everyone should be bidding on that parking spot.
There you go.
Bella's won it 3 years ago. No one's taken it since. So
there you go. I love it.
It's true. Simcha, you're
Little
working
behind
on a
the
new
scenes.
album? You got something new coming out?
I have a new album. Will be done in Mitzvah Hashem in 2 weeks, but we will be releasing it Lag BaOmer time. So that way it's all corrected and mixed properly with the right diktuk, not making any mistakes that are due to rushing processes.
Amazing. We're looking forward to hearing it. Is there a favorite song that we should look forward to your release?
Yes, the album is called Home. This is a first time I'm telling anyone, so please don't tell anyone, please.
Oh, I should have done the breaking news.
Is this live?
We are live.
The album is called Home, and what does home refer to? That's a very good question. We're all figuring them out together. In this case, tonight it refers to BRS. At a show, it could refer to something else. Every Jew has their own interpretation of home.
In Israel, it's something else. Right.
100%.
Yocheved Goldberg,
giving away the music video. It's like, come on. It's like,
Yocheved, you're a big Jewish music fan. What's your favorite Simcha Liner song?
Wow.
BRS.org/global. Go donate, give.
I mean, all of them. I love them. They're great.
But you got a favorite? Ribono Shel Olam, very popular.
Yes. No. It's at the tip of my tongue, and I can't remember the name.
Chaim Shel Shalom.
What do you think about that? Which of your children are your favorite?
We covered that already. We covered that. But people don't know Simcha wrote a special edition of Ribono Shel Olam for our kids Sheva Bracha, so that is our favorite by far.
Yes,
unique and one and only. Unique and one and only. Simcha, how many nights a week are you performing?
How many nights are there in a week? Let's see.
That's a
great choice.
Yes.
It really depends. It could range from, on average, it's on average about three to four.
How do you preserve your voice? You're talking to a group of rabbis. Our Rebbetzins have begun speaking. They've left their comfort zone. How do we keep our voices?
Prayer, lots and lots of prayer. It's really there's not much you can do past what God decided to give you at birth. It's like there's things not to do, but past that, there's really just daven and don't exert yourself past where you feel comfortable.
What's your favorite Zemer on Shabbos? What's your go-to Zemer that every Shabbos you have to sing?
Ooh. The one right before benching. What is that? See here, Koach Sof is obviously a crowd favorite, but there's a beautiful how much time do we have? Because
keep going. We're loving it. We're
not sure we know that one yet. You got to keep
going.
This Jamaican guy thinks I'm crazy. Literally on the streets here. Yeah, that's definitely a favorite. I think it's a Belzer curry bun.
Wow, amazing. All right, Simcha, thanks for joining us. Everyone, in honor of Simcha Liner, brsonline.org/global. Simcha loves BRS. You should love BRS. Help us do our part, Simcha. We can't wait to sing and dance with you again.
The new album.
Back to Boca.
Right.
The new album, Home. We're all looking.
Cheering it together with all of you.
Maybe we can world premiere the new music video.
That's right.
Do it. Mitzvah Hashem behind the Bima.
We will look forward to it. All right, Simcha, thanks so much. Go back to the Hatzalah event before anyone in their keychain gets too anxious wondering where you went.
I said, if you're giving birth tonight in Flatbush, this is not the night, people.
This is it.
It's a member appreciation event, so every single Hatzalah member in Flatbush is in this hall right here.
Incredible. Well, it means everybody stay safe tonight because they won't be available. So,
all right. Rescue. All the best. Hatzlacha.
Simcha, thank you so much. Love to family. We are joined as well now by Rabbi Yonatan Magazinich.
Thank you.
Rabbi
How
Magazinich, are our relatively new Sephardic rabbi. Rabbi Magazinich, it's great to have you on board.
Real pleasure to be on.
So, Rabbi Blumenthal, did you hear that about your voice? If you lost it tonight, you're on your own.
That's it. Let
me ask you a question. If someone calls out Salah, does everyone's phone in that place just go off at the same time?
I can imagine the walkie-talkie static and feedback in there.
Right.
Unbelievable. Leah Payman, thank you so much for your contribution. Alyssa Navi Sachs, in honor of Jeffrey and Meira Goldgrab, and their new daughter, the newest member of their family, who might make an appearance tonight. The biggest celebrity appearance might be Dvorah Batsheva Goldgrab. We will find out shortly. You never, ever know. You never know. So, Rabbi Magazinish, before we get to you, one more moment, the Blumenthal's. Rabbi Blumenthal, can I put you on the spot for a moment?
Please do.
Will I embarrass you?
Yeah, I'm okay with that.
Okay, recently, and when I say recently, it's really over several years, you lost a significant amount of weight. And if I had to vote on the most likely member of the BRS staff to run a full marathon, I don't take this the wrong way, I'm not sure I would have voted you.
I wouldn't have voted me either.
And yet, here you are. You just finished another marathon, 26.2 miles. I think you then went for a run afterwards for fun because it wasn't enough. Come on, tell us how you did it. Give us all a little insight. How can a person who's trying to break through whatever barrier in their life, lose that weight, get healthy, run that marathon? Tell us how you did it.
So I'll tell you, I had a really interesting conversation with somebody about this. One of the other Rabbanim that was here for the YU Yarchikala asked me, they're like, Rabbi Blumenthal, tell me, do you have like a really like extreme personality that like drives you to do these things? And I didn't quite know what he meant by that, but I think the answer is definitely not. It's like I'm not one of those guys that's like, yeah, I'm not like that competitive, like I have to crush records and beat people.
That's Rabbi Goldberg, by the way.
Is it a bad sign that yesterday my 9-year-old son said, Abba, I think you're a little too competitive?
Exactly.
9 years old.
Yeah. I don't have that. But what I figured out was that the thing that makes me wanting to lose weight was like a thing that I wanted to do my whole life, and I just didn't, because I didn't think about how to do it in an intelligent way. And by an intelligent way, I mean in a way that was like empathetic towards myself, that like failing was okay.
Right.
And that whatever it was, but like it didn't have to be like that forever, and that I would go up and go down and struggle with things and have good days and bad days. And when I kind of got to the point that like I was okay with the fact that this was going to be hard and it was going to be embarrassing to like own it, that was really helpful. Like it was like okay, I'm like a really fat dude and I should stop being such a fat dude. But that's not like a bad thing about me. It's just a thing about me, and it's something that I want to change. It's like I don't like the color of this wall, so I'm going to paint the wall. All right, I did a poor job at painting the wall. Let me try again. Like it's not like.
And once you flipped that switch, came to that realization, you were able to start training, start having greater discipline, self-control, and you just turned your life around.
No, it took a good couple of months for me to like start exercising in a way that became not even meaningful, but just enjoyable. First, it was meaningful. It was meaningful always. Right. Exercise for everybody that doesn't exercise is the most meaningful thing in the world.
Right.
But everybody holds like it's a meaningful thing to do. It's just not enjoyable, and we're bad at doing stuff that we don't enjoy.
Right.
That's what it comes down to. Like at the end of the day, we don't do stuff that we stink at and that we don't like to.
So how'd you turn that around? How'd you learn to enjoy it?
So I gave myself a goal. It was like 3.5 years ago, and I started losing weight. And the best part about it was I started seeing hatzlacha, because there's nothing that makes you want to do things more than being successful at it. So I found myself losing like the first 30 pounds was very, very quick. It was very quick.
Right.
I was very cranky. My wife tells me that was like the angriest I've ever consistently been. Or as our 4-year-old daughter would now say, Abba, don't be grumpy with me. So I was apparently grumpy. I was grumpy for a month. But I lost like 35 pounds in that month.
Yeah, right. So it was worth it.
And then I was like, okay, this stinks, but like it's doable. For the first time in my life, I was like, wow, this is doable. And then I hadn't been to Eretz Yisrael for a couple of years, and I got an opportunity to run a half marathon in Yerushalayim, like raise some money and fly to Yerushalayim and do a thing for a good cause kind of vibe with the guys from Rabbis Can Run. And while ordinarily I would feel as you do, and we should probably speak about this at some point in time, like just the discomfort that rabbis feel asking money from members of our community. It's not a thing that we enjoy doing, but like everybody was super supportive because they were like, we like you, Rabbi. We would prefer that you don't like die. So they were like, cool, we'll help you raise money to like go and run this half marathon because like you seem like you're legit about it. So getting to Eretz Yisrael and not embarrassing myself in front of the whole shul, by not coming through with it was really helpful.
Helpful?
Yeah, because like there were a billion times that I was like, I'm definitely going to quit because this is like, I hate running more than a Malik right now. But then I kept doing it. And
fast forward, Miami Marathon.
Yeah.
Am I allowed to ask you how much weight you lost total?
About 100 pounds.
Lost 100 pounds, Miami Marathon. You're in great shape, great energy. It's really absolutely incredible, and it's nothing short of an inspiration. So,
can I ask you a question? You said you the first 30 were easier, 35 pounds were easier.
Yeah.
But then you lost another 70. So what happened? Like how'd you get to that other 70?
So that becomes habituation. It's like super consistency. It's like I joke with guys that like I wear a white shirt not because of like from things. It's just that I don't have to think about it. It's easy. Like I have a bunch of white shirts, so it's less cognitive load. So I would just have certain things that I knew I was like, I'm just going to eat these things.
Right.
That's all that I'm going to eat.
Do you feel pain right now? Is it still painful to not have the opportunity to eat all the things you were used to eating before, or you've already?
So at this point in time, there is only one item of food that I don't eat. There's only one thing that I don't eat. I eat anything and everything, but just a lot less of it.
Smart. That works. Amazing. All right, we're going to come back to the Bima First of all, I'll tell you what else is easy and should be a habit. Opening a new tab and going on brsonline.org/global. We are at proudly. Can I get a drum roll?
It was an excellent transition, Rabbi.
Thank you, by the way. Smooth, huh? Smooth. We are at $90,190. Thank you to Yisrael and Dvori Gilden. Thank you for your support. We got to get to 100,000 tonight. And it's going to be a long night because we're not ending the show until we get to 100,000. So
I'm leaving.
We have 10,000.
Where's your lesson from last year?
We'll see who's really devoted, but we're not going anywhere until we get to 100,000. So Rabbi Magazinich, I hope you are in a comfortable Sephardic chair over there because we need 10,000 Sephardic dollars. They could come in, I don't know, Persian denomination, Moroccan denomination.
In cash. It's going to be all cash.
That's correct, by the way. Do you know that?
You sent $100 bills through the internet?
Do you know that I was once? Yocheved will tell you this is a true story. Once upon a time, it wasn't for the shul. It was another organization that I was responsible for making payroll, raising the money for. It was a tough time. The economy was really down. And I went to the home of a Sephardi who doesn't live in our community anymore, generous and really philanthropic person. And I basically made this case. I need to make payroll. I need this money. Help us bridge this gap. And he goes, I will be back in a minute. And he leaves me. I'm sitting there in his house. It's like a minute. It's like 2 minutes. I'm sitting there. And he walks back in the room. And he starts to put down wads of cash on the table. And he says, here is $100,000. I was like, what am I supposed to do with this? I just like, you have like a bag or a briefcase or like something. I've got these wads, which is wads of dollars totaling $100,000, not in a bag or briefcase. I don't know where in his house he went to go get it. And I had it in my pocket, like under my shirt. I brought it home. Yocheved, do you remember this? I was like, we have to take turns staying awake all night. Like, why? I'm like, where are we putting this? Like under the mattress, the pillow? Like, where are we putting $100,000 until the bank opens in the morning and we can deposit this? Or should I just go make payroll by handing out wads of cash? So, Rabbi Magazinich, we don't really care. Venmo, Zelle, credit card. We don't care how it comes in. It could be Sephardi brown paper bag cash. It doesn't matter to us. But we can't end until we get there. So brsonline.org/global. Rabbi Yonatan Magazinich, tell us the origin of your name, Magazinich. Were your grandfather like a magazine delivery man in Morocco? Where did Magazinich come
starting
from?
with very difficult questions. So probably the truth is the name is probably originally Eastern European. I'll tell you an incredible. My father was born in Morocco, but I'll tell you an incredible story. I was once working in an office about 2 years ago. and a woman who originates from around the Munkach area, non-Jewish, Goyish woman. She turns to me, and she's originally from Munkach, not Jewish, and she says, "Your name originates from my area." That's what she says to me. I says, "Really?" She says, "Yeah." She says, my grandmother tells us about the Hasidim. Where's Munkach in Hungary?
Yeah.
Right. So she just told me your name originates around the I might be getting this wrong, Caspian Mountains. She says, I said, that's interesting because we can't really trace it, but my father was born in Morocco. And for example, we also have, it seems like in the last few generations, every generation, the family was in a different country, because we also have a ketubah in the family from Egypt, 1917.
Right.
So, and somebody once told me, I didn't know this. I said, okay, so there were a few Ashkenazim in Egypt. Someone said it's not so well known, but there was a thriving Ashkenaz Kehila in Egypt, at least 10,000 Jews. So, but yeah, but like I said, my father's from Morocco, grew up in a completely Moroccan community. We were all first generationers. All our parents came from Morocco to Toronto. And I grew up speaking French and English, and all my friends grew up speaking Spanish and English. So it was a Spanish Moroccan community from the Spanish zone.
Wow, that's amazing. So Moroccan, have you been to Morocco yourself?
Yes, I went as a kid once, and I would love to go again. I don't know if we can get a BRS mission there or a shul. Just so many people going in the last 10, 15 years. And there's so many kvarim. There's so much rich history there.
It's a global trip.
I'm sorry?
Yeah.
That's a global trip.
Yeah, just don't do it. You can't do it the summer of 2025. We already got a trip going then.
Rabbi Brody's making Aliyah that year.
By the way, Rabbi, I'll say this publicly. I dropped the ball on this. Someone asked me to ask you, but I'll bring it up on Behind the Bima. Somebody wants you to lead a trip to Morocco for them. Yeah, randomly, I forgot. We'll follow up on this. I completely said 3-4 weeks ago.
How about if that person can bring in the next $60,000?
There you go.
Will Rabbi Goldberg do it?
Well, Yocheved would say if it's for Pesach, we're in.
There you go.
Yes.
So
The whole family will go.
Someone asked me if I could reach out to you. They would love to get you to lead a trip to Morocco. They love to get your flyer.
Okay, we'd love to. We're going to put it on the list of places we want to go. I have a big announcement to make right now, and it's an exciting announcement. Frankly, it's an emotional announcement to make. We're at $90,190. I just got a text from our dear friend, our beloved, whom we miss so much, Rabbi Moskowitz, and he will come on tonight if we can get to $100,000. So we know you, and we haven't seen him, and we miss him, and we love him. And not so easy or comfortable, but he will come on because he loves BRS. So the question is, do you love BRS? So help us, brsonline.org/global, brsonline.org/global, and get us to 100,000, and we can spend a few minutes with our beloved Rabbi Moskowitz. So sorry, didn't mean to interrupt with that, but hopefully you will, people will respond. We'd love to get them on. So Rabbi Magazinich, Rabbi Shabtai, Rabbi Dr. David Shabtai still lives in our community. He's a member of our wonderful Kihila, but he moved on to other interests professionally, and that left the opening. And we're so grateful to have been able to bring you to Boca to lead our Sephardic Kihila. How many Sephardi families are there in BRS, would you say?
Approximately 100.
About 100 Sephardi families within our Kihila. Beautifully integrated, a community within the community, 2 minyanim every morning. We have the Nate's minyan that unfortunately Rabbi Magazinich has to go to, not the later one. And
wouldn't have it any other way, Rabbi.
Wouldn't have it every other way, depriving you of sleep every morning. It's really amazing. So Rabbi Magazinich, tell us something that people don't know about you.
Something. So if I can say 2 things. First, maybe can I just do a shout out that originally from Toronto. My father has a restaurant in Toronto. I got to say it's been there for 26 years.
Ooh.
Longest, currently the oldest Fleishik, the oldest meat restaurant. So it's the Chicken Nest at 3038 Bathurst and Lawrence.
Ooh.
And thank God, been there for over 26 years. And just putting it out there.
Amazing.
And so that's what my father has.
What's the best thing? If you go to the Chicken House, is that what it's called?
Chicken Nest.
Chicken Nest. If you go to the Chicken Nest, what is the thing you have to order?
What is the thing? So it's been a while because with COVID, it's really been a while since I've been there. But they've got the ribs. Oh yeah, okay. So they've got this spicy zinger chicken sandwich. By far, it is the most popular item on the menu.
Wow.
So spicy
Zinger.
breaded. If you're ever down there, and they have the ribs, chicken, they have it all.
Amazing.
They got, my father, I don't think anyone will argue, he was, my parents are Baalei Teshuvah. So at least in Toronto, he was the first one to introduce the club sandwich, the 3-layered sandwich. He was the first restaurant to introduce that, going back like 26 years.
Right.
Maybe you could go to Morocco. You can stop in Toronto on the
There we
way
go.
over to Morocco.
That's right. Maybe your dad could cater in Morocco. Chicken zingers in Morocco. I love that. I love that. Rabbi Magazinich, with the clock change, the Nate's minion is going to get pretty nice. How big a fan are you of the clock change?
Oh, I've been counting down the days. The last 2 weeks have been Baruch Hashem brutal, and just counting down the days to give me that extra, extra. But sometimes a little bit. My son gets me up. My newborn son gets me up already up at 4. If already at 4, I'm already up, and that's it. We're ready to go.
Unbelievable. Big shout out. The Schreiers are back in the house. The Schreiers have made a donation in honor of Rabbi Max Schreier's 94th birthday today. Wow. 94th birthday. Schreiers of Stop, Chop, and Roll fame. If you're in the 5 Towns area, just stop, chop, and roll. Great sushi. So great zingers in Toronto, great sushi in the 5 Towns. Also an anonymous gift in honor of Talia Bornstein. Talia, Did you do that? Is that Talia? We're going to bring Talia.
That's my note. That's my move.
Talia, did you just do that donation in honor of Talia Bornstein? Come on, tell us the truth, Talia.
Donate.
Talia is on. Talia, you're on. I don't know if you know you're on. But
By the way, do you see there's a donation from this guy Josh in Honolulu?
I saw that. He used an expression. I don't even know what that is.
Mahalo.
What does mahalo mean?
That's like, hey now.
Mahalo.
Yeah.
Mahalo. In honor of Talia Bornstein, BRS. Proud of everything you're doing for the incredible BRS. Keep killing it, says Talia about Talia. Anonymously.
Oh, look at this.
No. Ooh.
We got a visitor.
Yitzi Predator. Yitzi Predator. With the hope the global campaign will be finished soon, so Rabbi Goldberg will have time for tennis. All right, let me say a word about Yitzi Predator because I'm about to embarrass myself and get in some trouble here. So I was in Baltimore recently. My new good friend Yitzi Predator, who I love and admire, we had incredible Shabbos there. The Predators are amazing hosts, tremendous hosts. This tie I'm wearing is a gift from the Predators, by the way. The Predators don't like my wardrobe because they had us, and I came to the room where they had us. Sometimes they leave like some snacks and like some water, and sometimes they leave ties because they really think that you need nicer ties. So anyway, thank you for the tie. So we played tennis when I was in Baltimore, and Yitzi's coming to Boca, and he texted me. Are you ready for this, Yitzi? I hope it's okay. I'm saying this out loud. He said, Yitzi's a modest, quiet, amazing leader, great guy. And he texts me, rematch. We're going to play tennis again. If I could beat him one set, $5,000 to the global campaign. So I will be taking off 2 weeks to train for tennis.
No, but I know you had that conflict because like when someone brings you in, you don't want to make them feel like you're going to beat them. So like, how do you play this now?
Yeah, it's a big question.
Right.
It's a big question. Unclear what you're supposed to do, Jeffrey. Welcome, Jeffrey and Devora Batsheva in the house.
Thank you.
Yeah.
We're making Talia jealous. I feel like Talia's like.
I know. I need to wake up my.
This is like the youth department show. What's going on here?
Sorry, we all had babies in the last few months. So.
Rabbi Megas in the also.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, Rabbi and Rebbetzin had grandchildren.
We did have grandchildren. We did. We walk around with our grandchildren. They ask Yocheved, "Is that your child?" And then when I'm with Shai, they ask me if he's my grandchild. Betty and Simon Makor, thank you for your contribution. Robin Andisman, thank you. We are climbing. We got to get to 100,000 because we want a very, very special person back on Behind the Bima tonight, and we need you to be able to do it. Talia, when someone invites you as a scholar in residence to their community and then asks you to play tennis, are you supposed to let them win or are you allowed to beat them?
Well, if it comes along to helping the global campaign,
You do whatever you have to do.
Now it helps the global campaign, but I didn't know then. Then I was just a guest. First of all, this is turning into Hollywood Squares. I like this. It's like we should put out a new Maccabeat song or something. So we're welcoming Talia Borenstein, our new director of member engagement. We have an amazing staff at BRS. Rabbi Magazinich is new, who drinks coffee at 10 o'clock at night, except for a Sephardi who has to wake up for Nate's minion. Talia Borenstein, our director of member engagement. Jeffrey Goldgrab, our incredible COO, with a brand new, newly named Devora Batsheva Goldgrab resting on his shoulder. Incredible to have you here. Jeffrey, I don't know if you heard there's a big loss for Klal Yisrael today. Mr. Entenmann passed away, the founder of Entenmann's Donuts. 94, 96 years old, something like that. Anyone see that?
Yeah.
Anyone see
Like
how
that's
old
a
was
very
he?
Jewish donut, the
donuts the
Entenmann's
whole
donut.
time, so that's interesting.
Nobody saw that? The owner of Entenmann's died? Hold on, where is it? Charles Entenmann, the Long Island family baker, dead at 92 years old. So you ready? Speed round. We're going around the screen. We're going to start from the top. What is your favorite Entenmann product? Josh Brody.
Crumble, that one with the crumble on the top.
Oh, yeah.
Crumble?
Yeah.
Which one? They have the dark ones or the light ones? Vanilla or the chocolate?
What do you mean? Isn't it coffee? What is it?
No, I know you're talking. That comes with one of the options in the
They've
like.
got-
coffee shop.
yeah,
There's
we had
one
another-
option, the classic.
No. They have the crumbles on top.
Yeah.
Which we had another name for, which I'm
Yeah,
not going to use.
you don't need to share it.
I'm not going to use the name we had for it. We had a hamster and there were certain similarities, whatever. We're not going to use the similarities. But when I was growing up, but there's the dark one. It's like the chocolate with the crumble on top, and the vanilla one. Rabbi Brody, which one?
All I know is, the reason I don't remember is because as soon as you open that box, those 8 donuts are gone.
They're gone.
They're gone.
There's always one. There's always one that nobody wants.
Or it's like a half of one.
Yeah.
Rabbi Magazinich, did Entenmann's make its way to Toronto?
Yeah, believe it or not, we do have it in Canada. So I would say the powdered ones, just the powder, they kind of just like melt in your mouth.
Powder, the white powder one. That's good.
Yes.
Blumenthal's, you don't eat donuts anymore, but if you did, what would your favorite
I
Entenmann's
do.
product
It's
be?
Pop'ems. The Pop'ems, the donut hole ones.
The donut hole Pop'ems. Pop'ems are like efficient way to eat a donut. It's not like multiple bites. You just pop them in your. Rabbi Blumenthal, you still eating those or you're done?
I'll tell you the mini chocolate chip cookies.
Oh yeah.
Those ones. There's like some magic. It's like the lechem apanim. They're like always. They're always like chewy. They're not stale. They don't go stale. Those things will like survive like nuclear winter.
Wow.
They'll be chewy like for the next iteration of humanity. They'll be fine.
They will make it. Yocheved Goldberg, Rebbetzin Goldberg, the new broadening and the new podcast star, Rebbetzin Goldberg. What Entenmann's, when you need to prepare for a podcast, being a public speaker, you needed a little sugar rush. What do you turn to in Entenmann's now?
I once told my husband that his star is rising, and now he decided that he has to throw it back in my court. Yeah. Not exactly. My favorite is cheese Danish. They make the best cheese loaf. It's delicious. That's
cheese
always
Danish.
my go-to. I love cheesecake, so that's the best.
Incredible. Talia Bornstein, favorite Entenmann's.
Actually, it's hilarious because I was grocery shopping the other day with one of my kids, and I literally asked a treat.
Whoa, there it is.
Wow.
There it is.
Nice. Talia's always got props.
Talia's always got props. You know what's amazing? We have yet to repeat an Entenmann's product in honoring Mr. Charles Entenmann. It's almost like hilarious that his name is Entenmann, right?
Yeah.
Which one do you think came first?
Yeah, it's amazing. He was named after the donuts. Which donut was he named after? Rabbi Ryan, welcome behind the Bima, our new youth director, Rabbi Kevin Ryan. So excited and happy to have you, Rabbi Ryan. Charles Entenmann, 92 years old, passed away. So tell us, favorite Entenmann's product.
I'm gonna go with Rabbi Brody with the crumble, coffee crumble.
Which one is it? Coffee? There's like a vanilla one and a chocolate one. There's a darker one and a lighter one.
I thought it was coffee, but it could be vanilla.
Okay, coffee, vanilla.
Where's the fact checker?
Where's the fact checker? Should we bring on the fact
Guys
checker?
sleeping.
I'll tell you, if the fact checker is willing to come on and reveal himself tonight, we would bring on the fact checker. We'd be ready. We'd be ready. Jeffrey, favorite Entenmann's?
Yeah, the mini powder donuts, not the big ones. The big ones are too much donut. The mini powder donuts are the best.
All right. Yeah. Well, I too like the crumble. I too enjoy the crumble. I'll tell you why the crumble, because it was the gift that kept on giving. Because when you finish the donut, you still have the crumbles in the bottom of the box.
Yeah.
Yes.
So the other products, once you ate the cookie, you were done with the cookie. But the crumble donut, you still had the crumbles that had fallen off. You still had a place to go, which was amazing. Okay, nobody's as excited about that insight as I was. That's like my biggest chiddush of the night. But that wasn't so exciting. That wasn't so exciting. So, Jeffrey.
Yes.
You're right there. You're able to manage it all and talk.
Yeah, I think we're about to lose her, but she did definitely want to say hi to everyone.
Right. Jeffrey, tell us. Dvora Batsheva came in weighing what?
10 pounds 4 ounces.
10 pounds 4 ounces. Yes. 10 pounds 4 ounces is more than.
No, your wife's a rock star.
10 pounds 4 ounces is more than.
Her whole pregnancy.
Yeah, that's more than.
I will be right back. Give me 1 second.
Okay, no problem. In the meantime, Talia, talk to us. Talia Borenstein, new member of director of member engagement. What does that job mean? What do you do? What shul has a director of member engagement?
I mean, very few. I would assume. There's a lot of things that I do, and it's a ton of fun. It's so busy. I work with the rabbis and with Jeffrey very closely in a ton of our programs and events for our community. I work with community members on all different initiatives, and it's a ton of fun. I love the people. I love the community, and it's just a great team to be a part of.
Amazing. That's well said. I hope you mean it.
I do. I really, really do. I really do. I've been at a few Jewish organizations, and I have to say I'm very, very happy here.
All right, so here's the question. This is a tough one to ask on air. Maybe I should take myself off the screen for it, but is this job what you expected? Is working at BRS? So you were a member of the BRS Global community, right? You were from the outside, reading, listening, watching, and participating in the global campaign previously. And now you're an insider. First of all, you're bringing in the money. Local brother in honor of Talia Borenstein. Basically, Talia keeps donating in her own honor under different names. So you're doing a good job, Talia. As long as you get us to 100,000.
As long as I can try to compete with what you brought in last year. I'm just trying here. I'm trying.
We've hit 91, but we got to get to 100 because we are not going anywhere until Rabbi Moskowitz comes on board. So, Leah Hayek, thank you so much. For Refuah Shlema for my best friend, Esther Tehila Bas Ariel Tzipora. From Leah Hayek. Wow, that's powerful. That's really powerful. So we're all rooting, we're all davening, we're all doing everything that we can, and we're thinking about and pulling for and only wishing the best for our beloved Moskowitzes and for Esther Tehila Bas Ariel Tzipora. So Talia, you watched from the outside and you had some impressions of the characters of BRS, the character of BRS. What's it been like?
It's been insanely busy. I think it's one of those places where jump right in, full force. It's not like dip your toe. It's like we're ready to get moving as soon as you start. And I think there's a lot of opportunity for growth when you're working in an environment where if you have something to give, it's like give it your all. So
this is not what I'm talking about. Enough with the like corporate federation, birthright. Why you talk about like synergy. I'm asking you, like when the lights are off and we're in the office and we're working on something, is it what you expected? Are we what you're expected? Different? Is it more relaxed? Is it tell them the truth how last minute and unprofessional we are. Tell them the truth. Fly by the seat of our pants we are.
There definitely are things where I thought there was like more like structure or like this is how we do things or whatever. And then it was kind of like, well, no, let's just make it happen. Let's just figure it out and go and do. And we're not pigeonholed. So it was a little bit like, I'm so impressed with how much and how wide variety that BRS does. And like, honestly, we're a big staff, but we're also a tiny staff for everything that we do.
All right. Basically, Talia is so nice that she's just not going to say anything about the truth over here. So, Rabbi Magazinich, you're also super nice. That's fine. You're a little bit more of a straight shooter. You say it like it is, like, Moroccans tend to do. What was it like? You had watched from the outside. You learned, you saw about BRS. Is it what you thought it would be? Is working here what you thought it would be? Is working with us what you thought it would be? Tell everyone the good, the bad, and the ugly.
I think you said it. This is not any corporate or why you are a federation, but I really love the staff. I think the staff is incredible. I feel so lucky. I came from the last organization I worked with. That was an incredible staff. And I feel really lucky to be part of this. I feel, thank God, that I click with a lot of people. I love, when you, like, some things you say, we got to put a banner in the lobby. We got to do, I totally on the same wavelength when you say stuff like that, like promoting and all these different ideas and being very proactive, whether we have the staff or not, like Talia saying, but just being proactive, jumping in, let's do it. We'll figure it out. We'll get more professional as we go on, which I think we're already. And I think it's just wonderful to be part of.
We do. We like to try everything. We throw everything at the wall. We see what sticks. Right, Rabbi Ryan, our new youth director. We love Rabbi Kevin Ryan. It's so happy to have you here in our community. Also beautiful Baal Tefillah, great youth director. Rabbi Ryan, what's it been like joining the staff of BRS?
There is a lot that goes into every program, youth program, teen program, adult education program. I was not expecting how much work goes into it, but when a program goes well, and and you see how the outcome goes, so Baruch Hashem, it's a very rewarding feeling.
So you've been here. We're now in March, and we got a great Purim Carnival coming up this Sunday. Amazing Purim Carnival.
Yes.
Opens a little bit early for those with special needs and
Correct.
those who sensitive to sounds and crowds. We're opening early for those with special needs. We're very proud of that. Purim Carnivals is the next great, amazing youth event. I should say, actually, it's not. The next big youth event is the grand finale of Abbas Abanim and Shabbos morning and everything else. But until now, so you've been here for 6 months. What are you most proud of? Which youth event are you the most proud of so far?
The youth event, Abbas Abanim, is really amazing. We had Saturday night learning where we had 80 kids and parents, uncles, friends come on a Saturday night right after Shabbos. Even when the Shabbos ended a little bit later, kids get a little bit more tired, go to sleep, but we've still had 50, 60 kids. The animal show was an incredible hit. We had over 400 people there. So thank God.
You wouldn't say it was the sword juggler. It wasn't the highlight.
Oh, Hanukkah. It's up there. It's up there. We almost posted on social media.
You might call it was a sort of provocative program that we had. Really,
exactly.
Right? You might call it. So if you were there, you know what we're talking about. If you weren't, you should have been and ask around, and you'll find out. It was special. Talia, your anonymous gifts to yourself keep pouring in, so thank you. In honor of Talia Bornstein, we miss you. In the spirit of competition, to a local brother, an older brother. Do you even have brothers, Talia?
I do. Oh my gosh.
Do you have real brothers?
I have several friends. My husband and I moved from Riverdale this summer. And we have these Chevra friends that we've had for years and years of our, since we first got married through all the past couple of years. And so they're all supporting me tonight because they're wonderful friends. Good. And so that's what thank you.
Ali, I want to give a bracha to all of your brothers to be much, much wealthier.
Amen.
Much wealthier. And still competitive about giving donations.
That's correct. We're looking for a few more zeros. We want some more zeros. Help us. We are at 91,114. We want to get to 100,000 tonight. The night is yet young. And Rabbi Moskowitz, we would love to bring him back behind the Bima with us, but we need everyone's help to get there. So do your part. If you're listening, if you appreciate it, if you enjoy, there are many of you watching, listening. We're so excited to have you here. By the way, in the comments, please, on YouTube in the comments, ask your questions. What do you want to know about Yocheved Goldberg or Jeffrey Goldgrab or the Blumenthal's, Rabbi Brody, Talia, Kevin? What do you want to know? What do you want to know about me? Put your questions in and let us know. So next lightning round, we're going to go around. The next lightning round we're going to ask is, what is your favorite beverage? Rabbi Brody, favorite beverage?
Budweiser.
Rabbi Magazinich.
Dr. Pepper.
Rabbi Blumenthal.
Coffee.
How do you take your coffee?
Neat.
Yocheved Goldberg.
Also coffee, but with Coffee Mate.
Then you don't drink coffee. You drink a milkshake.
No. I drink coffee, and I use a little bit of Coffee Mate, and it really makes a big difference.
Skim milk, coffee
I bring the little Coffee Mate
sugar.
to a coffee place if I ever do. Yeah.
Right, listen, you know how much I admire you, but that's a milkshake. Talia.
Chai latte.
Chai latte. I always thought it was called a chai latte, but I'm wrong. Rabbi Ryan.
Diet Pepsi Wild Cherry.
Wow, that's specific. Yes. I love that.
Can you only get that in the machine?
No, they had it. No, we bought it. It helped me during COVID.
Got you through COVID?
Yeah.
Amazing. Jeffrey.
Nowadays, it's all about the seltzer, but growing up, I loved cream soda.
Cream soda?
What, Dr. Brown's?
Dr. Brown's.
No, more like the mug in A&W.
Whoa.
Dr. Brown's.
Whoa.
Rabbi Eli Zions, teen rabbis of Boca.
We are now officially the Brady Bunch.
Rabbi Zions. Rabbi Zions. First of all, that is quite the tan you're sporting. Rabbi Zions. I know it's from Bubble Wars, co-sponsored by Shemesh, that we had last week on Sunday morning, Sunday afternoon. Right. Incredible Bubble Wars. Rabbi Zions, you got to catch up. Favorite Entenmann flavor?
Chocolate.
Chocolate what?
Entenmann's?
Chocolate chip, chocolate donut, chocolate. What's favorite Entenmann's product?
Oh, those triple chocolate fudge donuts. You know, the chocolate layers with the chocolate on the inside, chocolate all around.
This is a group that knows what they like. They know what they want. We love it. Rabbi Zion's favorite beverage.
So it's an easy one. It's coffee.
Coffee. How do you take your coffee?
Strong.
Okay.
Very strong.
All right. Lightning round. This is going to be your favorite sefer. Favorite sefer that has inspired you the most. Your favorite sefer that you love. We're going to go reverse order. Jeffrey Goldgrab, favorite sefer.
Ooh. Recently started reading Rav Judah's Michelle's Baderech. Love that.
Beautiful
But I'm
book.
also I'm a big Daf Yomi guy, so it's the Arts Gemaras.
So Yevamos is your favorite sefer right now.
I have not done today's Daf yet, so
okay, the night is
it's gonna
young.
It's gonna be a long night. It's gonna be a long night.
Young and not as young as your baby, so you will be up a lot tonight. You got time. Rabbi Ryan, favorite sefer.
I just started the new cycle of Daf Yomi Bawacha Dirshan Mishnah Berurah. So that's been incredibly rewarding. So
that's great. Good for you. What are they up to?
They're up to Siman Dawud. I think
from the very beginning.
Yeah.
Thank you to the Kiva Levitz family. Thank you to the Kiva Levitz family. They don't know you, Talia, so we're going to assume that this is a real donation. The Kiva Levitz family, thank you so much. We appreciate it. Yocheved Goldberg, favorite sefer. I know those are your Sfarim behind you. Which is your favorite among them?
I've read all of them. I've learned all of them.
Which one?
I think that very important, and I call them Sfarim even though they're not, are books that you read on about marriage, about self-improvement, about.
All right, what's the name? Which one? Mishpacha magazine is not a favorite sefer, by the way. You got to tell us the sefer.
I like reading that because it's short snippets. It's hard to read books.
And Holocaust fiction is not a sefer either. So not Holocaust fiction, not Mishpacha magazine. What's your favorite sefer? Sefer, come on, look around that room. You got a lot of options there, Yoch. Come on.
Mesilas Yesharim is always a,
Mesilas Yesharim. That's a winner. We'll go with that. I love it. Mesilas Yesharim. Oh, someone's got the Brady Bunch going. Talia Borenstein, favorite sefer.
I love Sefer Shmuel.
Ooh, went with a sefer of Tanakh.
Yes.
24 books. I love it.
Big Tanakh.
Rabbi Brody, favorite sefer.
MDY Yevamos.
Rabbi Brody is Eli Stefanski all in. He's in the cult. He's in the Kool-Aid. He's in the movement. I love it. I love it. I can't wait to go to your Siyam Hashas 2020, whatever, in Israel. Rabbi Yonatan Magazinich, Yalkut Yosef, what's your favorite sefer?
Oh, very close, Rabbi. Halacha Berura of Chacham David Yosef.
Who, thanks to you, we had in our community recently.
Yeah. That was very successful. Thank God. That was a beautiful evening.
That was a beautiful evening. We were very, very grateful to have him here. Rabbi Blumenthal.
This is like asking me my favorite children. It's hard. It's hard. I don't know.
I was thinking the exact same thing.
But I'll tell you, Rabbi Goldberg, because you've been doing this as well. The new Emes Ve'emunah of the Katzka.
I love it.
It's so amazing. They just republished it like this year with all the footnotes and all of the additions of anybody and everybody that heard anything from the Katzka, and it is phenomenal.
It is unbelievable. Rabbi Zines, did I ask you?
Yeah. You asked me.
What did you answer?
You don't even remember. You weren't paying attention, Rabbi. Unbelievable.
Listen, let's be honest. I'm thinking about the next question here, people. I'm trying to carry this here. So I'm doing my best.
I'm going to go with
not really what I do.
one of my go-to svarim is by Rav Avram Shor, Halekach V'Alibov.
Oh, I love Halekach V'Alibov. This just in. Talia's better sister has made a donation, and Talia's favorite brother and sister-in-law have now made donations. Talia, they claim to be your favorite brother and sister-in-law for a whopping $2. So we're going to need to up that a little bit. If they're going to be if they're going to be your favorite, also we're going to have to add some zeros. But we are.
First of all, you know what I'm just wondering right now? Where are all my MDY brothers out there?
Can you
put it in the global campaign? Let's do it.
They're learning the Daf. Brody.
Put it in the group. What is Rebbetzin Yocheved? Rebbetzin Yocheved, which part of davening right now speaks to you the most? Now, I know, again, Rabbi Blumenthal, it's like asking which is my favorite child. There's Shmona Esrei, there's Psukei de Zimra, there's Tehillim, is there a sentence? Is there a bracha in Shmona Esrei? All of us at different moments and times of life, we're in a zone of something speaking to us. So is there a pasuk? By the way, it doesn't have to be a part of davening. It could be a song that's based on a pasuk that you right now, that's doing it for you. So what's your go-to that just takes you to another place, makes you feel connected, lifts your spirits, makes you inspired? What do you got?
So I think they're both good questions. So I'm going to answer both of them.
Okay.
Favorite part of davening and what song is inspiring.
Okay, good.
Okay. So I would say that in recent
Take your
months,
time while Talia's siblings regroup.
Okay. By the way, thank you for welcoming me in. I'm not on the staff. I'm on your meetings every week, so I'm very honored to be part of this very illustrious
You
group
are
over here.
absolutely in the staff. You are an unpaid member
you
of the
know,
staff. but
I'm,
you're in the
I'm the unpaid member of the staff.
Yeah.
Well, it's a pleasure to be among all of you, and we are very grateful for all you do for our community and our shul.
Yeah, that's true. That's why you're so much better than me, because I was supposed to say that, and I will get to that. But yeah, go ahead.
Well, it's true. This is a great team. We're very blessed. Which leads me to my favorite part of davening. I find that what I have the most kavana on is when I get to modim in my Shmona Esrei. I think that we all could say that there's so much we're grateful for and that we have to thank Hashem for. And I love the idea about how when you're in shul and you're up to Chazar Sashatz, the only part of Shmona Esrei that you're saying on your own with the Chazan is modim d'Rabbanan, that you have your own version of modim that you say while he's saying the modim. And the reason is because we all have our own things to be grateful for. It's a personal part of davening for you, because we can't possibly have someone represent what we're grateful for. We ourselves know on our own, and we feel it in our hearts, and we have to communicate it in our own way. So I when I get up to modim, I really I think that's so beautiful that was put into Shemona Esrei, an opportunity to just not just ask Hashem for things, but now it's our chance to thank Hashem for everything. So that's something that I've had a lot of.
That could be your song too, Modim.
It could be, but my song, what really grabs me and what makes me cry and emotional.
Lightning round, honey.
Me. If music's on, I can't concentrate on anything else. I'm very bad at multitasking, as my husband will be very happy to tell you. And so if music's on, it's hard for me to focus on other things. Like I was never able to study with music in the background. So if I'm walking into a room and the man from Vilna is playing, like I can't think about anything else. Like I'm just thinking about those survivors going back to that shul in Vilna and being Simchas Torah, and like that song just grabs me and it puts me in like a totally
A.B. Rottenberg, right?
Yeah.
A.B. Rottenberg, Journeys 5 is coming out, new album. Maybe he's going to come behind the Bima.
Oh,
maybe not, but maybe he will. A.B. Rottenberg, incredible. Okay, lightning round. We're going to try to do this a little bit more lightning round dish. No, that's great. We could listen all night. We appreciate it so much that you're here. Because we're paid, we have to keep it short. But you're the unpaid member of the staff, so you can speak as long as you want.
Take advantage of this tonight.
Yes, we can speak as long as we want. Talia's got another donation for her Switch Fudgy Miss You in Cleveland. I don't even know what that means. But Yaakov Deutscher in honor of Rabbi Kevin and Kira Ryan. And so we're grateful, everybody. Oh, Talia's real favorite brother and sister-in-law have bumped it up to $3. Okay, so we're going to keep going around. Favorite part of davening, or what part of davening is doing it for you, and what song? Let's go to Jeffrey Goldgrab.
Oh, man. So davening, I don't know. I mean, you said lightning. It's very deep. I'm going to go to song first. So I love Jewish music a lot. My kids love it, always singing in the car on the way to school. But one song that always does it for me, just because I'm a big Camp Hass guy, is A Small Piece of Heaven by A.B. Rottenberg.
Hey, small piece of A.B. Rottenberg's 2 for 2 so far.
Yeah.
Wow. Okay, let's go, Rabbi Brody. We didn't do davening yet. Davening.
You could go to somebody else. I'll go to somebody else for now. Yeah.
Rabbi Brody.
My favorite Jewish song is Someday We'll All Be Together.
Okay.
That's my MBD. It's like almost like MDY. I got a lot of MD, a lot of stuff going on right now. MDB, Mordechai Ben David.
Okay, someday we'll all be together. And what's favorite part of davening? A pasuk, what's jumping
right now? I tell you, you know what it is? Mizmor Shir Chanukah Sabayis LeDavid. I love that paragraph.
Oh, okay. I was going to say, because that opening sentence probably doesn't do it for that many people, but the paragraph.
There's my favorite. I mean, there's a lot of great messages in that paragraph, but the one that strikes me all the time is and I am reading it. I don't want to claim that I know this by heart, because I did bring it up. Ma betza bedami bariditi al shachas.
Wow, that's good. You even pronounce it.
What good is it, God, if I'm dead?
Right.
You need me. I'm here, and that's David HaMelech talking to God. That's not like we're making this up.
Right.
David HaMelech.
Powerful. That's powerful. Saying that your favorite sentence is Mizmor Shir Chanukah Bayis David is like saying your favorite sentence is Hayom Yom Revi B'Shabbos. Like
But Yadaber Hashem
you
al Moshe.
meant the rest of the paragraph, not the opening sentence,
Although
right?
Hayom Yom Shishi B'Shabbos is probably high up there for a lot of people.
Hayom Yom Shishi is good.
TGIF.
Listen, ladies and gentlemen, if you want to understand, this is the BRS staff's definition of a lightning round, which is why our staff meetings on Monday are like 4 hours long, because this is how they define the word lightning round. Rabbi Magazinich, talk to us
Are
quickly.
they 4 hours?
Tell us.
4 hours?
I gotta go with Purim coming up. Perek Chafbet, Lamnatseach al Hayelet Hashachar Mizmor David. I think there's just so much emotion there. It's Esther Amalka going into Achashverosh. There's just so much there.
Love it.
So I gotta go with that Perek, with that.
What song? What song do you like?
Oh, what song?
Hallelujah. Hallelujah.
What song do I like? I've got to. I like that Elbaz Hashem Melech. I like a lot of what's his name. The kids always listen to it.
Say Simcha Liner. Simcha Liner.
Simcha Liner. Okay. Whatever. Basically, my kids are listening to is fine with me. Mordechai Shapiro, and the newest one. He's like the big thing, like from Israel. I'm forgetting his name.
Ishai Rebo.
Ishai Rebo.
Ishai Rebo. Psh, he's holy. Yaniv and Talia Lautman in honor of Talia. Shocking. Yeah, Jenny and Yoni Block. Shadchan gift for Kevin and Kira Ryan. Wow. Did you set them up, Rabbi Ryan?
Yes.
How
Yes,
many
we did.
shidduchim? How many shidduchim? We're going to come back to my questions, but how many shidduchim have you made?
We've made 2.
2. It's not
We've made
bad.
2.
It's not
Yeah.
5. It's not 5 like we made, but it's not bad. 2. People your age, younger, older. What do you do?
Our age. Yeah, our age. Yeah.
Your age.
My friends from high
Amazing.
school.
Very
Keep
impressive.
it going.
Anyone here? We're going to come to shidduchim tonight. Yocheved, the night is young, like the 2-3 o'clock hour. We'll get to
Fading.
shidduchim. We'll get no fading. The night is just starting. We'll get to shidduchim, but we'll come back to. Anyone else here make a shidduch successfully?
Listen, 7, it's not.
Did you make 7?
5 is not 7, but it's close. It's close, Rabbi.
MS, listen, game on, Rabbi
No,
Zion.
Rabbi, I'm not even close. I haven't done 7. It's fine.
Anyone else here make 1 shidduch?
Yeah, made a shidduch. Yeah.
Made a shidduch.
Somebody
Sephardi or
called me.
Ashkenazi?
Huh?
Sephardi or Ashkenazi?
Oh, Sephardi. Persian with Moroccan.
Ooh, an intermarriage.
Wow.
It's a dangerous intermarriage right there.
Right.
Not Mashadi. Mashadi would never marry a Moroccan.
Let me ask you, what
too
happens
elite.
if you set someone up and they get divorced? Does that count then, or is there like a number of months they have to stay married?
Good
in order
question.
for it to
I don't know
count?
what the rule.
Okay.
They don't get the shadchanas back, right? Now we're gonna get to shidduchim in a second. Let's finish the lightning round. Lightning round, people. Lightning round. Rabbi Blumenthal, favorite or what's speaking to you right now? Pasuk and Jewish song.
V'niyeh anachnu v'tzetzayinu v'tzetzay amcha beis Yisrael. Think about that a lot. Baruch Hashem, there's like a lot of kids in the community, and you gotta daven. You gotta daven for the Mission Berurah is that line, and the man
Right.
those are the 2 places to daven for your kids.
Amazing,
So,
beautiful.
that's
And
what
what about song?
Akiva Tujaman in Israel is putting out some amazing new music. He's following the footsteps of Yishai Rebo as the Gadol Adar.
Sure.
Yeah, big fan.
The great Paitan right now. Who didn't we get to? Talia?
Yeah.
Talia.
Actually, this brings it back to Boca, but one of my favorite songs is Behar Nenu by Yehuda. Who
Yehuda
actually
Chick, a member of BRS.
now a member of BRS. Exactly.
Ooh.
So that's what I walked down to at my wedding. And then I would say that El Kanishmash and Asata Tahurahi. It's just like a very I just like love that opening line. I think it's like
Beautiful.
really
That is a powerful tefillah. Did we not get to someone? Did we get to everybody?
Well, just going along with the, wives always texting on the side. Meira pointed out to me that I connect very much to Nisana Tokef on Yom Kippur. And, especially in Rishay, Ravari Marcus would do that to Mordechai ben David's Machnise Rachmim.
Yes.
And I walked down to that at my wedding, and that's a song that really gets me.
Okay.
Always love it. So,
I love it.
Thank you.
All right,
Thank you,
next
Meira, for
question.
that.
What did you walk down to at your wedding, Rabbi Brody?
Al Tira.
Al Tira. Nice. Rabbi Magazinich.
I don't remember.
By the way, if you think about it, can I just say something? Al tira, right? Ki lo b'moso yikach hakol, right?
Right.
That's the same theme as that pasuk I just quoted you from Mizmor Shir Chanukah Sabais David. It's the same idea.
Amazing.
You're very
Don't
morbid.
wait till you're
Brody.
dead. Just do it now.
It's a beautiful thing. Rabbi Magazinich, we'll come back to you. You don't remember. Rabbi Blumenthal.
I don't remember what I walked down to, but my wife walked down to Eitan Katz's Eishes Chayil.
Very nice. Yocheved Goldberg.
Eitan Katz was not a singer. He was probably like in diapers when we were at our wedding.
Wow. Wow.
He
That
wasn't
hurts.
yet on the scene.
That hurts.
Always feel older. I actually walked down to Yehuda also, to Bowie B'Shalom.
Two Yehuda songs on Behind the Bima. I hope Yehuda's watching right now. If he is,
should bring
Yehuda,
him
let
on.
us know because we're going to bring you on.
Yeah.
So if
He
Yehuda's watching, or if you
He
happen
was very
to,
popular then.
if
If you have his
access
cell
to
phone,
Yehuda,
call him and tell him to.
tell Yehuda to let us know if he's watching. We will bring him on because two BRS staff members walked down to Yehuda songs.
Somebody
By the
wanted
way,
to knock on his door.
Yeah. By the way, she just announced that in a couple days it happens to be Rebbetzin Goldberg's English and Hebrew birthdays. Happy birthday to you. Happy birth. Okay, thank you.
No,
all
it's a
for
solo. We want you. Go
chiming
ahead.
in
We're
there.
not joining this one.
Appreciate that. Yocheved was born in Adar Sheni, so she turns what, 5 years old this year?
No, a little older.
A little bit
A little
older.
older.
A little
11
bit
and
older.
a half.
11 and a half. Rabbi Zions, what'd you walk down to?
I honestly have no idea.
No
I
idea.
couldn't
Rabbi
tell you
Ryan.
what I have no idea what my wife walked into. I know there was music playing. But I
Okay,
don't remember
guys,
anything
thank you.
else.
I'm feeling better now.
I think
But
I
Rabbi,
walked down to
Boy,
Berachas
Shalom.
Abayis. Berachas
Birchas
Abayis.
Abayis?
A great song.
Yes.
Birchas Abayis.
Shwekis or Egulandes?
I don't remember. I know Eitan Katz was singing at the wedding, so I forgot. I'm assuming it's Shwekis. No, not Shwekis. I forgot who else sang
Had
it. I
one.
don't know.
Also, nice one.
Wow.
I forgot who it
Okay.
was.
What band did you have at your wedding, Rabbi?
We had Neshama,
Yeah. Jonathan Rimberg?
which is
Wait,
funny
didn't you
because
have,
here in
like-
Florida,
I thought you
Neshama's
had like a
funeral home.
special drummer. Didn't you have like a star drummer there?
We did have a star drummer. She happens to be on
Lefty.
Behind the Bima right now, a star drummer. Yocheved played the drums at our wedding. But it's funny
I
because
just played it wasn't like I was
you did.
playing.
We saved money. We didn't hire a drummer.
Walk down the aisle and run to the drums.
Yeah, I was drumming all up.
Here we are. Let's welcome Rabbi Goldberg.
Right. For the very first time.
Very good.
I'm not going to make the obvious joke here that the band was Neshama and now the name of the funeral home in Florida is Neshama.
Right.
I'm not going to make the obvious joke there, but
I don't see what the joke is.
exactly.
that.
You're a good woman. So let's keep going here for a moment because Lakewood listener made a donation in honor of her husband starting Mesechus Yevamos. I love that. Lakewood listener in honor of her husband starting Mesechus Yevamos. Rabbi Yaakov and Ahuva Abramovitz in honor of Rabbi and Kira Ryan, who set up Jenny and Yoni Block, who set them up. Wow. Listen to that story.
It's to go
You hear that,
Yes.
Rabbi Ryan?
Yes,
We
it's
made a
Shidduch of a
donation
Shidduch, yes.
to you because you set up the people who set them up.
The question is,
That's
does
how
that
it
count?
works.
Does that
That's
count?
how it works, people. Yeah,
That's
do you
great.
get that shit? I don't know. Is that your shidduch?
I don't know.
I don't know if that counts. I don't know. Did we get everybody? Jeffrey, what did you walk down to?
I said it was in San Tokef, but Mafnise Rachamim.
No, what did you walk down to?
You walked
That's
down
what I
to-
That's what I walked down
You
to.
walked down to in the Sana Tokef?
No, to Mafnise Rachamim.
Brody was into the yeah.
Wow.
To Mafnise Rachamim, but it
You
was
walked down to call. You walked down
That's
to
the
me. I was
tune
as I
that
was,
they sing to Nisana Tokef.
as I was walking down, I was connecting to that. Meteor walked down though to Meteor walked down to Altira though. So
Kevakara.
it gets me in the mood. You know, I felt like the wedding. You know, it's an important time. You got to be in that mood. And
I heard once you got under the chuppahs, they put the kittel on, they yelled out, Uteshuva.
You're wearing a kittel. It's the same thing. Why not?
Right.
Yeah, there you go.
Right.
You're already on your way. Chanoch Goldberg, thank you for your generosity. Appreciate it so much.
At
So,
least
and thank you all for asking. I walked down to Haben Yakir Li Ephraim. That was my song, not the Yehuda one, for the record, which would have been funny to walk down the aisle
What
to.
did you ever walk down to?
I walked down to the Dvekas one. Was that it?
Yes.
And the Rebbetzin?
To
Rebbetzin,
Boy V'Shalom by Yehuda.
Boy B'Shalom by Yehuda.
Right.
You know that
Rabbi
one?
Blumenthal, we have a request. Phil Landau wants to know, what is a food you would never eat?
Okay. So for Phil Lander, there's a big Torah in this. We got our
lightning round.
No,
This is the lightning round.
Phil Lando, I'm more than happy to answer that question for a donation at brsonline.org/global. More than happy to answer that question. There's a real Torah in this.
Thank you, Rabbi Blumenthal, for helping us diversify the donors tonight.
Oh yeah, oh yeah, and we'll add to that if any of Talia's brothers want to upstage any other brothers,
brother-in-law, sister-in-laws, parents.
Go.
My in-laws are about to walk through the door. From
Rabbi Ron, you've got family in Florida.
Your cousins, your best friends, mother, sister,
sibling competition here. We happen to support one of your brothers-in-law in Florida. We are very frequent patients of his.
Yes. I don't know. He's probably sleeping.
All right, help sponsor some sugar candy thing for kids at BRS.
Yes. He'll appreciate
So, Rabbi Blumenthal, what's a food you won't eat?
Potato chips.
Really? Rabbi Magazinich, a food you'll never eat.
Food I'll never eat. Asparagus.
Asparagus. Rabbi Brody, food you'll never eat.
I mean, I like food. I mean, technically, I would eat all foods. Is there things I don't like?
This is such a group of rabbis. I got to darshan every.
I got to think about what don't I really want to think about what I don't like. Like, is there foods I don't like to eat?
First of all, you're a vegan. You don't eat anything.
No. You don't eat meat. Theory. Like, if I'm saying in theory,
Rabbi,
like,
are you serious? You're
if
a
I could
vegan?
eat everything, what wouldn't I eat?
Wait, Rabbi Brody, are you a vegan?
Yeah, you want some of my
Rabbi Goldberg, put him on the Mishaberach list. Oh my God.
We already spoke about this before.
We did. Come on, name a food. We're moving on.
Oh, what's like a weird kind of food?
Talia, a food you won't eat.
I will never herring or like chopped liver, like those.
I would eat that.
Never.
Oh, I know what I wouldn't eat. Brains. You know, people have that. What's that called?
Oh, so
Sweetbreads.
Sweetbreads. I'm not eating sweetbreads. That's right. I draw the. Oh,
That's where you draw the line.
No
Brody,
tongue.
you want to hear this anonymous donation that just came in?
Yeah.
In honor of Rabbi Eli Stefanski and Rabbi Brody for jumping on the Ferris wheel.
You hear that? By the way, this scene might be on the Daf tomorrow.
Could
So
be.
everyone smile.
It could be. Jeffrey Goldgrab. What food do you not eat during Unisan Tokev?
I would not. Nothing. I don't touch any fish. None whatsoever.
No fish. You can't be near fish.
You can't eat
near fish.
you-
Shal Shudis is tortured for me, but
I
I still
saw-
come because
I
I
saw-
love Shal Shudis and BRS. But Shal
Oh.
Shudis is torture for me.
I saw a piece of sushi that was touching another piece of sushi, and you wouldn't have that sushi because they even though there was only the rice that touched each other.
Is it true that Meir has to serve you on one of those plates that has compartments? Is that true?
No, I'm not picky. I just won't eat fish.
Yeah, he
Just
wants
fish.
fish.
Just fish.
Compartments.
Rabbi Ryan, what do you not eat?
Kale.
Kale. I'm with you on
No,
that.
he said food. Rabbi Ron, food.
Rabbi
He's
Zion?
referencing his Shabbos food dressing, no?
Rabbi
There's
Zion.
actually, I mean, I was gonna say there's nothing I probably wouldn't eat, and then he said kale. I'm like, that's probably true. That's
Yeah.
I
don't
Oh,
eat
you know what? Seaweed. You know,
Seaweed.
just the people
The strips of
buying,
seaweed.
giving out seaweed.
You won't eat the strips of seaweed. I hear that.
Nah.
I do not. I
we
won't eat
allowed-
tongue.
I was about to say, are we allowed to flip these questions on you?
You can anything you want. In fact, anyone can take over at any time they want. But yeah, I don't eat tongue. Tongue, you see the taste
You see
buds,
the-
and it.
you see the
You're
taste
like the tongue is tasting you. It's disgusting.
Weird.
I
Oh,
can't.
tongue is so good.
It's a delicacy, Rabbi. Rabbi, it's
Look,
good.
you're Hamish.
I'm very.
Tongue, herring. That's
I'm
that's
the most
good
Hamish
stuff.
person on here, but except for that.
Rabbi, have you ever had pacha?
Pacha,
that I don't.
the jelly.
I draw the
ketchup
line by
jelly.
that.
Unbelievable. So
What
when
Rebbetzin?
you're getting in the car, Trevor, you're getting in the car. You have a drive. You need to be inspired and learn a little bit. You want to grow.
Yep.
Who's the speaker? Nobody on our staff. Nobody in Boca. Who's the speaker? Like none of you are going to get a raise if you think you answer a
Nobody's
certain
gonna say
way.
Rabbi Goldberg.
So, exactly. You're not getting a raise if you answer a certain way. Who do you put on? Who are you listening to? Who's your go-to? I want to hear a shir, a drusha, a speaker. I need a fire lit under me. This is who I'm pressing play. This is going to carry me. Rabbi Magazinich.
I gotta go with Rabbi Eitan Feiner, Rabbi Baruch Rosenblum.
Baruch Rosenblum. Rabbi Baruch Rosenblum. I don't think I've heard of. Tell us a little bit.
Oh, he's from Bnei Brak, and he gives the most. I don't know if this happened to anyone. At one point, you get to an age where you need something deeper in the parasha, not stuff that you've kind of heard every year. You just need a deeper approach.
Right.
So he gives, in essence, the closest I've seen to this is he gives like a Gemara shiur, but through the parasha. You know, like Rav, I picked up, I've never learned in NYU, but like kind of like how Rav Soloveitchik approaches. I've read some of his Sfarim, his English Sfarim. Like he takes apart each pasuk, and it's just so much deeper.
Where do you find him? Where can you listen to him?
YouTube.
YouTube.
Yeah,
Unbelievable.
Rabbi Baruch Rosenblum. And you got to have patience because he says a lot of things that are not connected and he brings it all together in the last
Like a shir klali, he puts it all together.
Yeah.
Talia, your parents want to know whether they are chopped liver. If they are, you would never eat them. But they've made a donation and they're asking, are we chopped liver? And Phil Landau, in honor of the food that Rabbi Blumenthal won't eat since going on a diet, has made a donation. So thank you. Rabbi Blumenthal, you need a little, who will you press and play?
I listened to my Rebbeim. I listened to Rav Shechter and Rav Lachman and Ramesh Weinberger.
I love it. Good. Yocheved Goldberg, when you're not listening to
Behind the Bima.
Behind the Bima, what are you listening to?
I found a few of the meaningful minute little tidbits to be very inspiring. There's some that I always tune into because I enjoy listening to those speakers. But when I have time and I'm listening to a podcast, I really enjoy the Jewish history sound bites. I really love Jewish history. And so that's something that I enjoy. I mean, I don't know if I'm inspired by it necessarily, but I like learning history and I love, that's
Jewish history sound bites. I love it.
I'll also share Rabbi Goldberg, and this is Kedai for people to know in general. I've been listening to it. It's hard to listen to like in the car because it's all on YouTube, but there's been a ton of Rav Soloveitchik put on YouTube in the last couple of months and years. For those that are interested, like we read Rav Soloveitchik most of the time, and we hear Rav Soloveitchik quoted, but there's a ton of stuff that people have been putting online of recordings of Rav Soloveitchik, and it's been really amazing and like almost trippy to like listen to Rav Soloveitchik's voice as opposed to like seeing it in print. So I've been enjoying that a lot.
Amazing. All right, we're going to keep going, but we have to remind people, first of all, thank you, Yosifa and Chaim Book. Thank you, Chaim Book, in honor of BRS and the rabbis. We are on our way. We are now $8,000 away from bringing Rabbi Moskowitz on. All we need is one donor. Could use your name, could be anonymous, but bring us up. We want to be able to have that conversation. If you enjoy, if you benefit, if you love what we do, get us up to where we need to go. So let's keep going around because we got more questions. We're just getting started. We are just getting started. Rabbi Ryan.
Yes, I would say Rav Aryeh Leibowitz.
Aryeh Leibowitz, a winner. I love it. Rabbi Aryeh Leibowitz is a winner. Jeffrey Goldgrab.
I really don't spend time in the car at all. But
you should be a rabbi the way you answer these questions. Yeah.
Rav Chaim Marcus.
Rav Chaim Marcus. Very nice. Yeah. Talia Bornstein.
So I typically talk to my siblings-in-laws in my car ride up from Hollywood.
Who do you speak to the most?
Actually, probably my brother Yaniv.
For a donation.
My brother Yaniv. Yaniv, you better pay up now.
Right. Oh boy.
I probably, because we're both commuting. He's commuting in New York, and I'm commuting here. But some of the teachers that I loved taking my classes with in Sturm were like Yael Leibowitz, Rebbetzin Smirar Rosenzweig. Those are like I probably took like all their classes I could.
And you still listen. That's what you still listen to now.
Yeah, I love their Torah. Yeah.
Awesome. Rabbi Brody.
My Rebbe, Rabbi Frand.
I love how you put on your Rabbi Frand voice whenever you say his name.
Rabbi Yisachar Frand. I just listened to a shir tonight. A little preview for Shabbos. Vayikra, we're going to be talking about honey.
Honey.
A lot of stuff, a lot of big questions about honey. It comes up in the beginning of the parsha with the karbanos, with the you'll see. I don't want to give it away. But it's actually it's pretty
very appropriate you're speaking about that because I happen to know that you call your wife honey.
Yeah, I call her Hun. And I'll just throw out a little teaser. The question is, if you're vegan, can you eat honey? Interesting. And the real question is, what makes honey kosher? And when it says dvash in the chumash, what are they talking about? What kind of honey?
Right.
So it's a great question. There's a lot of fun things about this year, and it's all Rebbe Frand, and I love him. Also, my other favorite stafer, I forgot to tell everyone, Chayenu. I'm still in Chayenu, week 8.
I love it. Rabbi Brody became a Lubavitcher. Are we putting you back in, Rabbi Ryan? Do you mean to back? Rabbi Ryan's back and better than ever. Chayenu became a Lubavitcher, Stefanskier.
Yeah, I'm doing it. I don't know if you heard of it. It's called chitas.
Yeah, we heard of it, Rabbi Brody. Welcome to the world.
Isha and Devash is the same gematria. Isha and Devash.
Yes, Isha
Same
Devash.
gematria.
That's why when our fly-in recently met with Rabbi Feiner, Rabbi Eitan Feiner, he spoke about that's why a husband should call his wife honey, but she doesn't call him honey. So just tell Simone to stop calling you hun. You just call her hun because the gematria doesn't work out the other way.
Isha. Okay. There you go. Maybe that'll be the title for the year.
Right. Isha and Devash, right.
Yeah. Unbelievable.
Thank you.
Next question. Yocheved, talk to everybody about what you think needs to happen in the Shidduch system.
Whoa, did you just see what you
Whoa.
Stop the clock. Stop the clock.
Stop the clock.
Wow.
What just happened?
Wow.
That's like a little intense.
Big donation just came in honor of the incredible work of the BRS staff and rabbis, $5,000, bringing us up to $97,000. We are 3,000 away from our goal tonight of 100,000 and from being able to welcome our friend on. The hour is getting late. We want Rabbi Moskowitz to be able to spend a few minutes with us. So if you've not yet given, if you have given, if you are a beneficiary of the BRS hard work, please go on brsonline.org/global. Do your part to help support what we do. Get us that last 3,000. Who is it going to be? Who's going to get it done? Who's going to carry the day and help us cross that finish line? We really, really need some help. So Shidduchim, we said Shidduchim. When is the last time we're going to go around and embarrass some people? Should we? When's the last time you set a couple up? Because that's the problem. We have a crisis because people aren't working on it. They're not setting people up. If you could change one thing about the Shidduch system, what would it be, Josh Brody?
I don't know. I keep hearing about these lists that people have, that it's like there's an imbalance between good guys and good girls. So I actually told this to someone last week. I said, we are changing the system where we're not going to make it so easy for these guys. Let me tell you, the lists are going to be reversed. The girls are going to have these nice long lists because they're probably much better than most of these guys anyway. And it's going to be the other way. And these guys are going to have to work a little bit harder.
Oh, Josh, you are so naive.
Yaniv, how do I tell you? Yaniv is
no more of this nonsense. I'm done with it.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, okay.
All right, Rabbi Magazinich, if you could change one thing about the Shidduch system, what would it be?
Probably the resume.
The resume. What would you change about it?
I think it just makes things so maybe impersonal. I mean, I understand the logic. It makes sense on paper, but I'm not sure. I'm not sure. I'm not crazy about it. My kids are not in Shidduchim yet, so I can't. But I don't know. Just make things very, a little too corporate. I'm not sure.
Rabbi Blumenthal, what would you change?
So I don't know. Baruch Hashem, Elise and I didn't have to date for too long, and our kids are not yet in that parsha. So yeah.
So you'll let us know. You'll let us know when it happens. Talia, what would you change about the Shidduch system?
I don't know. I wish.
Basically, none of you have kids in Shidduchim, so you don't.
No, you know what? It's interesting because I have a lot. I married into a family where my husband was the only boy, and he had a ton of sisters. And I felt like they were my sisters, and so when we were getting married, I was like, okay, like I got to do my part. I got to do my part. I just feel like some of the stuff we could have more like tochin in it and things that are important instead of discussing things that are minor and not significant.
Gotcha. You think it's a little okay. We're gonna pivot here to favorite Jewish holiday. Favorite Jewish holiday that you look forward to. It could be as a professional, it could be privately, could be gives you the most satisfaction in what you do with Jewish community, or it could be privately before you ever got involved in Jewish communal work. Rabbi Ryan, favorite Jewish holiday?
Sukkot.
Sukkot, why?
Zman Simchasenu, right after the intense feelings of Rosh Hashanah, Zeres Tshuva, Yom Kippur, and you're able to just go and it's just like you have the Sukkah, you have the Dawon Minim, everything is a mitzvah. Just Baruch Hashem, it's incredible. It's just an incredible feeling.
Nice. Jeffrey, favorite holiday?
As hard as it was this year for me, I would say Rosh Hashanah Yom Kippur. I mean, I really, it was a ton of work. Being the CEO of the shul, it was a ton of work.
Is there a particular tefillah that you like on Rosh Hashanah Yom Kippur?
No, not particularly. But no, I'm saying like, it was a ton of work, but just seeing the satisfaction of people coming over to me being like, thank you so much for doing everything you did this year to ensure that it ran smoothly at BRS. And I think
it's Musaf Simchas Torah, right? That's your favorite day.
Right. That's it.
Yeah.
Talia, favorite holiday?
I would say, yeah, like the Simchas Torah time.
Simchas Torah. Rabbi Brody?
Purim.
Purim.
Love it. Yeah, you get
Coming
to
up.
celebrate, have
Your
fun.
day's coming up. Ladies and gentlemen, get us across that finish line. We're $3,000 away. Get us across that finish line. brsonline.org. Schreiers have been here, but they haven't been here as much as they were last year. Schreiers, we need your help. Stop, chop, roll,
donate.
And donate. That's it. Do you know what the greatest nation in the world there is to belong to? The Jewish nation is amazing, but the greatest nation to belong to is the nation of donation. The donation.
Oh, that's great.
With donation, as Rabbi Blumenthal pointed out to me, begins with do. D-O, do nation. You got to be a doer. You got to do.
Dough.
Dough.
Bring in the dough.
Cough up the dough
Cough
and
up
be
the
part of
dough.
the dough nation. It's a great nation. You want to be a member of that dough nation. So, Rabbi Magazinich, favorite holiday?
I got to go with Yom Kippur and Purim. And the first day, it's not really a holiday, but the first day of Selichot.
Oh, first day of Selichot.
The first day of maybe all the days, but just that fresh start. Let's fix things. Let's reconnect.
By the second day, you're already sleep deprived.
Most Sephardim are like the last day of Selichot.
Yeah. Special thanks to Aaron Miller, brother of our own Matthew Miller. Matthew's amazing help with our tech, getting everything out there. Matthew, shout out to you. Thank you for all that you do. Your brother loves you, and Georgia and his niece Avia. It was great to have you recently in Boca. Thank you, Avi Feder, who I don't think this is his first donation. So Avi, thank you again for your support. Really means the world to us. Rabbi Blumenthal, favorite Jewish holiday?
I would go with same as Rabbi Magazinich, Purim and Yom Kippur.
Purim and Yom Kippur. I hear a whole Dvar Torah coming there. Rebbetzin Goldberg, what do you got for us?
I don't think any women will say Purim, that I could tell you.
Interesting. Now we're getting
guarantee there's not one woman who's saying Purim's their favorite. I love Hanukkah.
You love Hanukkah?
So chill. It's so fun. It's such a nice family holiday. You don't just stand in the kitchen cooking and preparing, and it's a nice time. It's spread across a few days. It's a lot going on. It's just a nice time of year.
I like that. Rabbi Ryan, did we ask you? We started with you. Zman Simcha Sein is Sukkot. See, I remembered.
But I will say, especially in Boca, because it's not as cold, and we have awesome BRS events for next year.
It's true. That is true. We're looking forward to even more incredible BRS events for next year. All right, everybody. We want to hear 2 truths and a lie. We're going to go around 2 truths and a lie.
What is
2
that?
truths and a lie. You don't know that? You don't know that game?
No.
People have to say 2 truths about them and 1 lie. You obviously don't say which is which. And then we got to figure out which is the lie. Rabbi Blumenthal,
bidding on this?
I figure, first of all, somebody has already texted me. I won't say who, I don't have their permission, but somebody texted me, fundraising idea, sell tickets to a live audience to the weekly staff meeting. So,
my gosh,
some members of the staff would pay to not have to go to the staff meeting. Yeah. So, but apparently there are people who would pay to watch the staff meeting, which is amazing. So, test Rabbi Blumenthal, 2 truths and a lie.
I don't know. I don't think I played this since like middle school, so I'm a little rusty.
Get us started. Yeah. Come on, you got this.
Let's do it. All right. Truths and lies. Some of this you guys might be aware of, but we got to get some audience participation here. We got to get some people to pay up for.
We are almost there. We're gonna get there. We're gonna get there, and Rabbi Moskowitz is gonna join us hopefully soon. We got to get there. We are 3,000 away. Incredible supporters, people who appreciate what we do, what we're doing, and we're gonna get there. Any of you have questions for me? Yocheved, what do you want to know about me?
No, I think we should start with you. I think we should take you behind the Bima, and I think that we should all get a turn to ask you questions. I'm going to take over now. What is the question that you most want to ask him that's not embarrassing or too private or personal, but just something that you're curious? So I could get it started. And it's questions like this. What is the hardest part of your job for you, Rabbi Goldberg?
What is the hardest part of my job? I would say by far the hardest part of my job is feeling that I can't do everything in the job I want to. And by that, I don't mean more articles or more posts or more social media. I mean
Lightning round. Just joking.
we learn from the top.
Any of the rabbis here available to meet with me and Yocheved after the show?
Sorry, go on. We want to hear.
No, that's okay. That was good. I like that. That was good. That was well done. Well done. You know, I feel this way, that we have hundreds and hundreds of members. We're closing in on 1,000 members. And there are many people in crisis who need help, support, love, nurturing, follow through. And then there are the people we need to meet with to help us get things going. I will announce that as of today, we are closing in on our 8-figure to be able to build our campus. So we're closing in on 10 million out of the 17 million we need, which is really exciting. But in order to get things done, so in the middle Jewish class gets squeezed, where the people I'd love to call for no reason. How are you? Checking in, haven't seen you, what's doing, how have you fared during Corona? And that's very, very hard for me each and every day, feeling I did not get to what I desperately wanted to get to today.
All right. Anyone else have a question?
If there was one thing you could take off, someone could take off your plate, what would you want it to be?
Wow. If there was one thing someone could take off my plate. Was one thing someone could take off my plate.
And maybe like for all the rabbis.
Yeah. Video production.
You know, to be honest, there's one thing someone could take off my plate. You know, some of the tech stuff, you know, every class I give afterwards, you got to load the class online. So you got to post it on YU Torah and Rabbi from Goldberg, the podcast and the YU. Like, there's just a lot of the tech part of trying. And I want to learn. I want to teach. I want to connect. I want to support and would love to get out of some of that tech part of doing it.
Yeah.
So
here's a question, Rabbi Goldberg. What is your biggest non-rabbinic aspiration?
My non-rabbinic aspiration. I don't want to run a marathon. That's not a goal of mine. My biggest non-rabbinic. First of all, I'd love to learn guitar. It's a couple times that I've toyed with the idea of starting. Rabbi Brody, I know, and Rabbi Blumenthal. We haven't seen that ukulele did someone finally smash that thing? We haven't seen the ukulele in forever.
Where's the uke?
Where is the uke?
I think what happened was COVID, and then they told me you can't sing because they'll kill people. I think it was an excuse. I think, but I don't know.
Yeah. So I would love to learn the guitar. I don't know if it's considered a rabbinic aspiration to want to write a book. I very much want to write a book. There are places I'd like to visit and tour in the world.
Hold on one sec. What do you want to write a book about?
I have a few books I want to write. There's simple ones which I don't think count, like putting the sitter snippets into a book. We're on our way. People are still giving. Thank you so much to the anonymous Seth and Perla Salver. Perla grew up here. Perla Makor.
Right.
Thank you so much for that donation, for your generosity to BRS. We appreciate it. So sitter snippets could be a book. Taking old drushes as a rabbi and putting them together could be a book. And recently someone reached out to me, wants to take turn Friday into Erev Shabbos and do one for each week. And a family would read it Thursday night or Friday, get ready, turn Friday into Erev Shabbos. Could be a book. But I feel like those are kind of cheating a little bit, like, you know, taking classes you've given and just collecting it and putting it out, which I'm not knocking. But my real aspiration that I want to write a book about. First of all, my brother-in-law, Binyamin, who also deserves to be brought out here. He's a big part of helping all of us, edits everything I write. He actually got so fed up and frustrated with me 2 years ago that he wrote a table of contents for my book, the book he thinks I should write, and sent me the table of contents and said, here, this is the table of contents based on Shabbos Shuvah, Shabbos like other drushes and the like. Now write your book. And it's not exactly that, but it's similar. Whoa. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, we are there. Wow. We are there. Wow. So
thank you.
Like the baby's ready to come out. That's
we are there. We have hit $100,000. We have hit $100,000.
It's like last Wednesday night all over again for me.
Yeah,
we're not yet done with our goal, but we're done with our goal for tonight, and I hope that we'll be joined momentarily, even if for a moment.
Those of you that are wondering, you can definitely still give tonight. That's okay.
Keep it coming.
Yeah, definitely keep going. We would love to get to our goal. We'd love to get to our goal, all the way to our goal. But for now, so while we're waiting, and hopefully he'll join momentarily. But I think Judaism is the greatest platform for mindfulness ever created. Mindfulness is a new catch term and catchphrase everybody talks about. There's countless research and studies, emotional, spiritual, physical health. If you're present, you're mindful. And I think Judaism is the ultimate platform, from how we tie our shoes in the morning and moda'ani, from the first thing we say till we go to sleep at night, and everything in between, that we are aware of what goes in our mouth and out of our mouth, and interpersonal business dealings, and every aspect of life is governed by being mindful. So I'd love to write a book that first talks about mindfulness, then shows that Judaism was the original platform for mindfulness, and then each chapter would be on a different area of life where the Torah is there to inform and inspire us towards mindful living. Like I said, from eating to business ethics to sleep to each of these different areas, which I need to improve a lot in my own personal practice. I got it. I will say that for you. I definitely need to improve a lot in my own personal practice. But I think that would be an interesting read, both for the world that's into mindfulness to see where it originated, that our Torah itself has it, number one. And number two, for people living Torah to remember it's there to make us mindful. One of the great tragedies of the Torah life is that it too can become rote. A Torah way of life itself can become habit and rote. So how do we break out of that? And how do we reintroduce some vigor and passion and enthusiasm and energy so that that mindful life and living can get us where we need to go? So that's the book. That's the book. I think that would be a great book. And I think that it would have an appeal at different levels, because I'd love for it to have footnotes. So if you want to, let's say within the chapter on eating, the Jewish view of eating, the mindfulness of eating, which has to do with kashrus and the brachas we say before and after, and has to do with the way that we eat, which Rabbi Blumenthal, I will certainly speak to you from Makoros a lot on that as well. But I would hope that the footnotes would be very enriching for a person with a strong background, and the chapters themselves would be inspiring for somebody maybe who doesn't, but can see Judaism as giving you the instructions and the guide for how to live that mindfully.
Just please make an audible version.
An audible version of it. Okay.
I'd buy that book.
There he is, Rabbi Moskowitz.
Ladies and gentlemen.
Wow, we are so excited.
Sevra, it's great to see everyone. It's great to be here, part of the team again. Missed you all.
Without going into anything, just know how much we and the community, everybody loves you, and how hard everybody is davening, and we can't wait for great news and to have you back with us full time and on a regular basis, and we know you know that. So, favorite Entenmann's product, Rabbi Moskowitz?
For sure, the little chocolate chip cookies.
Not chocolate, chocolate.
Chocolate. Not that I've ever eaten one, but if I were, that's what I would eat.
I don't know what that tastes like.
That's what you would eat. Chocolate chip cookies. Favorite Jewish holiday? Purim. Wow. Favorite Jewish song resonating right now for you?
Vizakeni.
Vizakeni. Beautiful. I love the Vizakeni. Do you remember what you walked down to?
Yes, the Eish Yedi Nefesh that we sing at Shalosh Shidduch at BRS every week.
That's a holy Shalosh Shidduch. What would you say to those who don't come to Shalosh Shidduch? What would you tell them they're missing?
They are missing out on touching something deep inside of themselves every Shabbos afternoon. And, people are cynical, people are skeptical. They say, oh, what do I need? The singing, the lights out, the Rive it, all the things that the rabbi is talking about. But it's a very special time. I miss it, actually. It's one of the main parts of BRS that I miss so much. And it's a very special time to tap into something that you're not able to the rest of the week when you're at a rat race pace constantly.
Well, you have changed the way we will sing Yedid Nefesh now that we know that tune will picture the young Rabbi Philip Moskowitz. At the time, just Philip Moskowitz. At the time, probably Phil Moskowitz, right?
Yeah, well, it depends who you asked, my wife or my mother. But yeah, either Phil or Philip.
And your mom is moving down to Boca.
My mom is said goodbye to Newton, Massachusetts after 41 years and is starting her next chapter of her life down in Boca Raton, Florida. So if you're living on Montoya Circle and you see my mom in Shul walking around with my kids, make sure to go over, give them a big Boca welcome, and help her make new friends.
We can't wait to have her here. What was it like for you saying goodbye to the childhood home? Because I just want to recall that a past episode of Behind the Bima, where I emotionally spoke about the experience of disconnecting from my childhood home. A certain, I won't say the person's name, Rabbi Moskowitz, but had a good time with that. So what was it like?
Yeah, Hashem is funny in the sense that he distracts you in ways that you can't pay attention to certain things in your life. So unfortunately, I haven't been able to pay too much attention to my mom's move right now. But I'm sure at some point when the dust settles, I will reflect upon the fact that my childhood home now belongs to two young physicians in Boston and not my family anymore.
Exactly. And I hope that someone stays there and sends you pictures of it when they're in there. I hope
in your bedroom.
In your bedroom. Rabbi Moskowitz, favorite sefer to learn?
Favorite sefer to learn? Volbe's Ale Shore.
We had Volbe's grandson on earlier tonight.
I did not say that. No, I actually did not know that. So I did not say that knowing that. But that was a favorite of ours to learn in Shalavim, is when I was first exposed to it with my Rebbe, Rebbetzin Shapiro. And ever since then, it's been one of my favorites.
Wow. Talia's in-laws have woken up and made a donation in her honor. And by the way, it seems if I'm looking just at the number, Talia, your in-laws love you more than anybody else. So I'm just putting that out there. And the Schreier family's back at it for Shlema. And so thank you to the Schreiers. We love you, and we love your support.
I just found out actually that I'm mishpacha with the Schreiers.
No way.
Yeah, apparently through marriage. So
wow.
I think so.
And that's why they've been showing us all that love for all these years. We deeply appreciate that. Rabbi Moskowitz, what were the other questions that we asked?
Favorite tefillah.
Favorite tefillah? I'll tell you one that I've been focusing on the last couple of weeks is the Yehi Ratzon, the Ribono Shel Olam that you say before Kriya Shema Lamita, where you forgive everyone and you put aside any ill will toward anyone. You forgive people and you go into bed with a clean slate and letting go of any ill will towards people.
Amazing. That is powerful. That is very powerful. What's a food that you'll never eat?
So I was once offered $150 to eat 3 donuts over 3 days, and I wouldn't do it. So I don't think I'm starting now.
Rabbi Moskowitz, I want to tell you something amazing about asking you these questions and listening to you, is that I am so close to you that I could have answered most of these things, what you would answer. And probably the same is true in the other direction, that you would know most of the things that I would answer. We know that you don't have a lot of time, and we're so grateful that you came on. We know it's not easy in a whole lot of ways, and it means the world to us, your BRS family, your brothers and sisters here, and to all the people who are watching. You have a message for the people watching about the BRS Global campaign you want to leave them with?
Yeah, I think it's important for people to realize that what they're seeing tonight is genuine, it's real, that BRS isn't just, it's not just a show, it's not just a physical space on Montoya Circle, but it really is a global community. It's a global community of people who strive to grow and to seek and to raise their level of spirituality and avodas Hashem. And it's a really great group of people to be able to work with and to call your friends on a day-to-day basis. And so I'm guessing that if you're still watching right now, you're not doing it for the banter. You're doing it because you feel connected to one of the rabbis or the Rebbetzins or staff people on this chat. And it's important for people to realize that the relationships that they're seeing right now are genuine and they're real, and they transcend so much about the nitty-gritty day-to-day things that we involve ourselves in. So I appreciate that very much, and I hope we're able to spread that a little bit to our global community.
Thank you. Thank you for that. Thank you for coming on. Thank you for being you. Thank you for being
I'd like
here.
to point out that Rabbi Moskowitz just beat us all at lightning round. He answered every single question in about 30 seconds.
There is no question. He is the king of the lightning round tonight. We love you. We miss you. Thank you for joining us for a little bit.
I miss you all, but I appreciate it. I want to just also thank everyone. I know a lot of people have been emailing and texting and, donating. So it's very much appreciated by me and my family. And our tefillah should be answered for Esther Tehillah Bas Ariel Sipora and all Chole Yisrael.
Amen. 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 We love you. Thank you. We can't wait to have you back permanently.
Thanks, guys.
All right. Wow.
That was great.
Wow. Yeah. It is. I thought that was so powerful what he said. It is, somebody who's watching could easily say like, oh, this is, they're putting on a show, scripted. This is the way they act. I don't know what you guys say about me when I'm not there, but I know when you're not there, it's just, it's a lot of love, a lot of loyalty, a lot of family, a lot of having each other's backs. And I hope that that's partially what contributes to what we believe is the magic that we call BRS. And it is a family, and a family member is hurting, then we're all hurting. So it is special and it is powerful. And we miss him, but I don't know if people know how hard that was for him just now. But that's his commitment to our community, that if he felt he could do his part to get that number up, which we got it to. So thank you to all who got it there. I promise you don't know how hard that was. And yet he did it because that's his commitment. So you'll say, what's so hard? You came on. What's the big deal? We'll leave it at that. But it means the world to us, Rabbi, that you did that. And we deeply, deeply appreciate it. So we are at the 2-hour, 20-minute mark, which represents the end of the introduction to Behind the Bima tonight. I think we finished the first stage. So we are ready to just get started. We are ready to begin. We're at 101.
Work tomorrow.
We're at 101,000. Listen, they don't build Sephardim the way I do Ashkenazim or the magazine is just trying to get out of here. Sephardim are lightweights. They're not like the Ashkenazim.
Rabbi, I'll see you at the next.
Got to get to work.
We love you, Rabbi Magazinich. If you've got to go, feel free. Anybody who's got to go, feel free. But I know Rabbi Brody and I, his flight's not till 6 a.m. So we're going to be here all night if we have to, because we broke one barrier. We got to the 100 mark, but we got to get to 150. I'm not going to say who, but somebody on this call said, you did okay last year before you had me, but now I work here and we're getting to 150. I'm not going to say who it is. So we're going to get to 150. If every one of our siblings has to keep coming back on, we're going to get to 150. I'm not saying who it is.
Oh my gosh. I am just saying, I think I've had representation from everyone on my in-laws side, everyone on my side. My in-laws actually landed from New York. They quietly walked into my home and are very, very kindly being really quiet.
Amazing.
Like my kids sleeping, and
you commute. If you've got to go, you've got to go. There's no judgment. Anyone needs to drop out. This is like an episode of Survivor.
Just hope everyone else is going to get their in-laws and their family all
Absolutely. You have it. Call your parents.
We're members of our shul.
They're members of the shul. It's true. Only call if they're not members of the shul. If they're members of the shul, they're doing their part. That's for sure. They're members of the shul. They're doing our part. We now YouTube. We still have a healthy audience listening. 2 hours and 21 minutes into this. Come on, post your questions on YouTube. Let us know what you want to know, what you're thinking. Let us know if you want to come on. Maybe we'll send you a link. Maybe we'll welcome you on. We're still waiting for someone to get Yehuda Chick out of his pajamas.
Let's get some fans.
Yeah.
I spoke to Yael. She said that he's not available, but
not available. Understood. We'll get him in the future. We're gonna. I'll tell you what we're coming out with soon for the Behind the Bima fans out there. First of all, have I mentioned we got Behind the Bima? We got Behind the Bima swag. We got
Happy Purim.
We got Happy Purim. We got Behind the Bima.
People.
We got Behind the Bima swag. So we're ready. We'll do whatever we need to raise the money tonight.
Okay.
We got a lot of Behind the Bima swag. So why was I saying? Oh, because you know what's coming out with Behind the Bima? First of all, big shout out to Alana Landau, who helps us with so much of our graphic design. If you need a logo, she's your person. Gilly's Goodies. I don't know if Gilly's Goodies is still listening or not. The Blumenthal baby grew up 3 years during this Behind the Bima podcast. That's how long it's been, by the way. If you started Behind the Bima and you were Fleischiks, you're now eligible to have ice cream. I'm just saying. And your coffee mate, Yocheved. You can have your coffee mate.
And your
Behind the Bima, I'll tell you what we're coming out with. We have recently organized our good friend Matthew Miller. Maybe Matthew Miller wants to come on. But our good friend Matthew has organized our and our fact checker. I won't reveal his name without his permission. But we've organized our 80-something Behind the Bima guests, never having paid a penny for one of them. We've organized them into categories. So what categories do you think we have? Let's see. Let's do a little Behind the Bima review here. What categories do we have? Somebody help me out a little bit here while I'm looking for
lawyers / judges.
Good. We've had how many judges do you think we've had on?
2 or 3. 2.
Come on, can you name them? Who knows the Behind the Bima trivia here?
Rookie Fryer.
Rookie Fryer.
Richard Bernstein.
Richard Bernstein, Rookie Fryer. Good. Judge Hellerstein, that's 3.
Yeah. And then you had the lawyers. You want to go to the lawyers now?
Hold on. Let's see. If
you had Ben Brofman.
We had Ben Brofman. True.
Who was the other lawyer you had?
Oh, here we go. Okay, I got it. Here we go. I got it. So we've broken up into the following categories. Let's do a little behind the Bima trivia. And let's see those who are watching. Ooh, Daf Yomi made a comment. Rabbi Brody has to go in an hour for the Daf. Hashtag MDY. Brody,
Yeah.
you going in an hour
By
to
the
watch
way,
live?
Let me tell you, I've never watched it live, but I will be watching it live tonight.
Wow. Okay, you
I
heard
will
that
be,
here.
there's no question I will be up.
Okay, here you go. Here are the categories. Here are the Jeopardy categories. Rabbinic leaders and personalities, religious life and inspiration, business and public intellectuals, entertainment and media, sports, law, Israel and politics, and Jewish heroes. Those are the categories. This is like Jeopardy. First of all, whoever's writing their dissertation there, if you're going to multitask, you got to be like me. You got to do quiet. You got to type softly. You can't do it too loud. Okay, you ready? Those are the categories. Those are the categories. So are you ready? Who can name the Jewish heroes that we've had? Give me some Jewish
Which
heroes.
category are you starting with?
Jewish
Rabbi
heroes.
Ephraim Goldberg.
Nah, Jewish heroes. Real Jewish heroes.
It's hard to say because they could fall into other categories. That's like
All right,
do
so I
a
just
more,
made
do a
it-
more specific one.
Yeah.
Okay, sports.
Robert Kraft.
Robert Kraft. Mazel tov to Robert Kraft. He recently got engaged. Mazel tov on his recent engagement. I wonder who the shotgun is.
Ryan
Who's the
Terrell.
shotgun? We had the Sandman. We had Robert Kraft. We had
The Yankee
Oh, you
player.
had,
One second.
Robert Kraft, the Sandman, Mariano
One second.
Rivera.
We just spoke. Someone just threw in there the YU. We had this whole thing
We
going
had
on.
YU Max and Ryan Terrell.
No, but we were talking about Hopkins or
Steinmetz.
YU.
That's right. We're not going there, Brody. We had Coach Steinmetz and Ryan Terrell, the YU Max. So far, you've gotten to 1, 2, 3 out of 5 of the sports category. Who else in sports?
Oh, you had BD Deutsch.
BD Deutsch. There it is. Okay, got one more.
Wolf.
Who?
Mark Wolf.
Mark Wilf. Brody, you should have had that. Weak. It's Elizabeth.
Let me tell you right now, my brain is like
Elizabeth.
mush. I can't think of anything right now.
Another anonymous donation. Talia, your parents are back in the game.
Ooh.
Shamshi and Meira. Ooh, in honor of Binyamin Michel. First of all, they call him Binny Michel. So that tells you a little something about when they know him from. Shamshi and Meira. How would you pronounce this, people? Szlafrok. Szlafrok.
Schlafrock. Shamshi Schlafrock.
Schlafrock.
So
Shamshi and Meira Schlafrock. In honor of Binny Michel.
I was
There's an F in there,
Hold on,
no?
hold on. Schlafrock.
Schlafrock.
Like a schluff cup. Schlafrock.
I was there in the Granite Hotel with them.
You were in the Grand Hotel. I would just tell you this: Shamshi and Meira should start a band because Schlafrock is the best name I ever heard for a band.
That's a Shabbos afternoon.
Rock Rock was a band.
Schlafrock is better. You can't schlaf during their rock. It's fantastic. So they know Benny from the Granite Hotel in honor of Benny Michelle. We love that. Okay, let's get back. So we hit the whole sports category. Mark Wilf, Robert Kraft. We've had 2 NFL owners, Hall of Fame New York Yankee pitcher, Olympian BD Deutsch, and YU Max. Unbelievable. Best Jewish basketball team ever. That's the sports category. Let's move over to entertainment and media. We've got 15 in entertainment and
Okay,
media.
you had what's her name? Jamie Geller.
Entertainment and media. Entertainment
Jamie
and media.
Geller.
We had
Come on.
Jamie Geller.
Modi.
What about Sheryl Sandberg?
We had Sheryl Sandberg.
We're going to be
Is this
back
thing
in a
up to date?
couple minutes.
Does Ben Shapiro go there?
I don't think this thing's up to date. What I'm looking at. I'll read the list. Well, no, I'm not going to read. Let's start with Jewish music. Which
I
Jewish
think we
music?
Okay, you had Neeson Black.
We had, thank you, Malki Sinensky. Modi, correct. We had Modi. But Modi sits under entertainment and media. That's correct.
Yeah.
We had Modi. Possible we're going to be having Modi back.
So
We had Modi.
we go back to we had Simcha Leiner, right?
Simcha Leiner. We had Simcha Leiner again tonight, but we had
Simcha
Simcha Leiner.
Leiner.
Simcha Leiner also sang at my wedding, which was
Nice. Simcha
Mhm.
Leiner. Shalom
Yeah.
Lemmer.
Shalom
Modi. Who else?
Right. I said Jamie Geller. You got that?
yeah.
Jamie Geller.
Avram Fried,
Neeson
Avram
Black.
Fried.
We said.
Avram Fried, Neeson Black.
Benny Friedman, and his father.
Benny Friedman.
Yeah.
Benny Friedman. Who else?
And his
Oh, you had what's his name? Shim Kramer.
Malki Sinensky nails it again. Nachum Siegel, the great Nachum Siegel, JM in the AM, used to be JM in the AM.
We had Shim Kramer.
Shim Kramer, excellent. We had Shim Kramer. I think that may cover the music, but we had other media and entertainment.
Ben Shapiro.
Ben Shapiro. I'll give you another hint. She started a big Jewish newspaper.
Not Lori Planik. Lori Planik doesn't belong in this category, right?
Nope.
Nachi Gordon.
She's under the heroes category.
Oh, wow. Author? Is authors under this also?
Okay.
What's her name? The one who wrote Jews Are Dead, Dead Jews. Dara
People
Horn?
love dead Jews. We had Dara Horn. That's
Is she in that
correct.
category?
Yeah. Dara Horn is in that category. That's correct.
Okay.
Who else?
Nachi. Intermedia.
Maki's correct again. Eli Pele.
Okay. Nachi Gordon's a good one.
Nachi Gordon.
There.
Keep going.
Really better.
Surly Besser. Excellent.
Ruth Lichtenstein.
Ruth Lichtenstein. Very good.
Okay.
We had another author. He's Jewish, not religious. Wrote some famous books.
AJ Jacobs.
AJ Jacobs. Well,
That was a good one.
hold on. Look who's awake and watching. Atara Goldberg weighed in with Ruth Lichtenstein. As usual, a step behind her mother, but she got there.
Yeah,
Tara
she
Goldberg, well done. Could go to atarankhalev.com. Still wedding gifts are still the registry is still open.
By the way, Goldberg family members are another category.
They're another category of who we've had on Goldberg family members. That's true. We're missing, I think you're only missing one. None of you are going to remember him. We had a certain card throwing magician.
Oh, that's right.
Oh yeah.
That's right.
Anyone remember?
I forgot his name.
Rick Smith Jr.
Right.
Rick Smith Jr.
What?
But you guys are really loyal listeners, I'll tell you that. By the way, we're still taking donations. We still have to get to 150. brsonline.org/global. brsonline.org/global. Let's move over to another
Wait,
category.
Rabbi, can I interrupt you for a second?
Yeah,
just
please.
to make a quick announcement regarding Modi.
Sure.
We are having Modi this year at our annual journal dinner. Maybe. Is that what you just said?
I said amazing.
Oh, amazing. Yes, that is going to be on.
Is there going to be a global table at the dinner?
Global members are more than welcome to come. Ads, brsonline.org/dinner. Check it out. Send in your ads. More than happy to have you there.
Okay, done. Nice shameless plug. You're competing with the global campaign. I'm just going to say. But,
No,
you
because
know-
this is for our members that are still watching.
Okay, that's a good point. Members dinner, non-members global campaign.
What do you mean? There's no one that lives in Boca that is up this late. This is all the New Yorkers watching right now.
No, there's people
Boca
up.
people went to
People up.
sleep about 3 hours ago.
There's people. There are people up. By the way, any Goldberg kids up who want to join, it's not too late. People want to hear from a rabbi's kid. Brody, any of your kids awake?
Or maybe
I don't
some of
know.
the kids are waking up in Israel.
Phil
Right?
Landau is correct. We did meet Rick Smith at the Landau bar mitzvah. Rabbi Moskowitz and I were a little distracted. We were both throwing out our shoulder, trying to compete with who could pitch faster. But we did meet Rick Smith Jr. there, and that man can cut an apple with a playing card. Pretty impressive. Pretty impressive.
Next category.
Next category. Let's move over. Business and public intellectuals. By the way, I believe it is our fact checker is the one who made up these categories, which shouldn't surprise you. But
By the
any
way,
Goldberg kids?
I'm just realizing right now at 12:15 we could go. Can we put this whole show on the Daf?
Yeah.
Like we could crash their Zoom.
We could. That'd be awesome. That'd be awesome. But business and public intellectuals. Business people, public intellectuals.
The CEO of Regeneron.
We had Dr. Len Schleifer. That's correct.
Medical field also with
Medical business medical.
Jerry Groupman.
Jerry Groupman, excellent. We had Leonard Schleifer, Jerome Groupman, Cheryl Sandberg Fitzhere.
Does Pop?
Excellent. We're not only referring to legal businesses, all businesses. Pop Sugarman was here as well. That's correct. Who else?
Oh, we had what's the name? Minnesota Vikings. We had
So it's like sports, or where does it go? Where does it go?
We had Pop Sugarman. Who else did we have on? Come on, people. This is weak.
Russell
We had
Galvin.
Russell Galbert. Thank you very
Tara,
much.
I have to give her credit. My kids are
Okay.
feeding me lines.
Wow. Tara Goldberg comes through again. Did I mention Atara and Kalev.com? Atara came through again. Russell Galbert. Russell Galbert was one of our, he might have been our first guest. No, our first guest was Michael Goldsmith. should be well. Our cousin from Fairlawn, we love. I think he was our first guest after
Yes.
being in a coma for so long. Thank you to Daniela and Jacob Schulman. Really appreciate it. In loving memory of the 10.
Sweet.
Yeah, in loving memory of the 1015 minion.
That's
so
funny.
cute.
In loving memory of
I
the
love that.
1015 minion.
We should point out that's a young lady who graduated from our community. She just got married.
Yeah, Daniela, you don't have your father's credit card, Daniela. You could do better than that. Take your parents' credit card. Come on.
No, I think that's very sweet.
Yes, Daf Yomi says Ben Bronfman. That is correct. We did a Ben Bronfman.
We did him.
So
It was
we had Pop Sugarman, Bob Diener, David Lichtenstein, Cheryl Sandberg, Matthew Hiltzig, Jeff Swartz, CEO of Timberland,
Wow.
Dr. Ellie Shapiro, Chef Seth Warshaw, Dr. Leonard Schleifer, Jerome Groupman, Professor Ruth Wise, and Russell Galbert. That's business and public intellectuals. That's good. Should we do one more category and then we'll change the topic? Because we got to start the show already.
Wait, Rabbi.
Yeah.
You know how we've spoken about how like I like the pastry stuff and you're meat potatoes. Is
Yeah.
there like a favorite restaurant that you've been to? That,
My
like-
favorite restaurant?
Yeah.
Interesting. Favorite restaurant? Well, it's Fleischick's. You could a process of elimination. You know it's Fleischick's.
Yeah.
So it's Fleischick. My favorite restaurant. First of all, I happen to be, let me tell you a little something about Ephraim Goldberg. I'm an oldie but goodie. When there's something I like and I have like an emotional attachment or connection to it, I stay connected to it. So in Teaneck, New Jersey, what's my go-to?
Noah's Ark.
Noah's Ark. I grew up in Noah's Ark. Noah's Ark. Noam opened Noah's Ark when I was a kid. My friends were waiters there. Used to walk to Cedar Lane. Phenomenal steak fries. Great deli sandwiches. Recently, I was in New Jersey with Rabbi Moskowitz. By recently, I mean several months ago. And we had to catch a flight, but we had time to stop and grab something to eat. And I made him go to Noah's Ark. And he the whole time complained and moaned, and it's old, and why would you? And there's a million better and newer restaurants there. And by the time he had his meal, he said, that was really good. Just, you know what it is. If something has that staying power, and by the way, I'm Noah's Ark. If you're listening, you better support the global campaign with the shout out. But, you want a restaurant which is consistent. So if the same food, if I could have the same sandwich and fries from when I was 13 years old to when I'm not any longer 13 years old, then that's a good thing. Same thing I'll say in the Five Towns. Yocheved, what's my favorite place in the Five Towns?
Chosen Island.
Chosen Island. Orange beef. Chosen Island. You know what you're going to get. You get it quickly. You get it served well. Stop, Chop, and Roll Schreier's. We also love Stop, Chop, and Roll. But Chosen Island. Talia, what's your favorite restaurant?
Well, growing up in Cleveland, Ohio, there weren't that many to choose from. Now there's a lot more, and actually,
Right.
the Grove is actually now in Cleveland, which is
Wow.
it's huge. I would say, well, I used to live in New York, and I really loved Noidu.
What's it called?
Some people say Noidue, some people call it Noidu.
Okay, first of all, I totally blew it. I just realized I was supposed to say, my favorite food is Yocheved's cooking. My favorite restaurant is my wife's kitchen. Okay, but now that I said that, I like Noah's Ark and Chosen Island. Yeah, that's a good call. First of all, we do have the Jewish Heroes category. Michael Austin reminds us that we had Malcolm Hohenlein on as well. And a huge shout out to Brew Pool. Brew, thank you for your generous donation. Thank you. We love having you part of our community. Welcome to Boca. It's great to have you here. You're about to see some great things from Brew, working with Talia, the singles demographic of our community. You're going to see some great stuff that's coming out. Jeffrey Lautman. How are you related to Jeffrey Lautman, Talia?
That's my dad.
That's your dad. Well, he likes Kinneret pizza.
Yes. My dad actually, as a child, used to work. It was the only kosher restaurant when he was a child in Cleveland. And it was this like pizza store. And he used to work there, and he trained the woman who's been working there now for about 40 years.
Are they known as the women of the 99.99?
No, you know that story. That's how I've shared with you that my grandmother was on the first transport of Auschwitz.
Yes.
Auschwitz, yeah. So there's a book that just came out that my father was heavily involved in.
Oh, wow.
It was about the women who were on, the young girls who were on the train as the first transport of Auschwitz. So that's like a very special book in our home.
Wow. Okay, we got to hear more about that because that's an incredible story. So we're gonna hear more about that, and it's actually a perfect segue. Jewish heroes. So can someone name a Jewish hero that's been on Behind the Bima? And by definition of a Jewish hero means that we would say they're a Jewish hero.
So, guys, I'm going to have to log off because we now have 2 children that are awake. But I will hopefully...
Hold on one second. We might bring in a lot of donations if we just turn the camera and watch this. Let us watch how the Blumenthals at 12 o'clock at night do with 2 children.
I think
Didn't they do that during Corona?
demonetize your video.
Didn't they have like an Arab Shabbos Zoom during Corona where it was like with the kids and right?
Yeah, we did.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
So you've done
All right,
that.
we love your
You've done
children.
that for us.
Give us one little, hold on, Rebbetzin Blumenthal, give us a little peek there.
Oh, a Yeti? Sure.
Yeah.
Hi.
Oh,
yeah, there's
He's looking
Yeah,
around.
let's smile. A little smile.
He's a
Amazing.
smiler.
All right, you do what you need to do. They can drop out west. We're good. We're going to keep carrying it. We got Jewish heroes. So who have we had? Come on, we've had such incredible Jewish heroes. Michael Austin is correct. We've had Eli Beer. He was in Boca this past Shabbos. The great Eli Beer was just in BRS. Who else have we had?
Give us some hints.
Okay. I refuse to tell you about this Russian.
Yeah, I know that guy.
Come on.
Yeah, there's a Russian refusnik that you had.
Thank you. What's his name?
Oh, yes. You had, what's his name? Mendelovich. Yosef
Mendelovich. We had Yosef Mendelovich. Good. We just put up a sign outside of BRS.
Oh, you had the mother of
Hadar Golden's mom.
We had Leah Golden, Hadar Golden's mom, and we are davening for the return of the bodies. We also had on.
Yeah.
We had on a person.
Oh, you had on Gift of Life.
Yes. What's his name?
Jay Feinberg.
First of all, do you see how the competitive spirit in Yocheved? You see that? She thinks she's playing like a talk show where if she like screams at the fastest, she wins the prize.
I know we should.
We should get a buzzer. We should get a buzzer system.
Yeah, the lightning. This is your lightning round. So we had Jay Feinberg on, Alana Beer, Yosef Mendelovich, Leah Golden. Who else did we have on?
Somebody put in the comments, Rabbi Moskowitz.
Lori Palatnik.
Lori Palatnik is a wonderful person. I'm not sure she's again, she's a Jewish hero in many definitions.
She's a hero.
Okay, she pays Rabbi Brody's salary, so she's a hero to him. But
Rabbi Moskowitz.
Italia. We had Rabbi Machlis on. Rabbi Machlis is unbelievable. He could fit under Rabbi hero. Rabbi Machlis is for sure a hero. Who else?
Hints.
Okay, I'll give you a hint. I'll give you a hint.
Oh, Rabbi.
Oh,
no.
Bennett. Sorry, Bennett.
Naftali Bennett is a
Not a
prominent person. Definitely prominent. Who we did not have Sharansky on. I wish we had Sharansky. We got 2 people.
We had Leket.
Leket. There you go. What's his name?
Oh, yes.
Oh.
Come on, people. Come on in the
I need
comments.
a cup of coffee. I'm telling you.
Give it to me in the comments. Come
He
on.
was at the mall.
What do you need, Rabbi Brody? What do you want to drink? A cup of
Beer.
No.
Ellie beer. You just said you want a cup of coffee. You want a cup of?
Oh, Rev Grossman.
No, what do you want a cup of?
Joe.
Joe
Oh,
Gittler.
Joe Gittler. Yes, you want a cup of Joe Gittler.
Does the Disco Rebbe, does Rev Grossman fall under Jewish hero?
He should, Rabbi Grossman.
Yeah, he's a hero.
Rabbi Grossman.
Yeah.
And what
Matthew,
about
let's put Rabbi Grossman? Matthew, Rabbi Grossman belongs under Jewish heroes.
what about
Who
the
else?
head of Chabad? This is all Tara feeding me lines. The head of Chabad.
Kotlarski is his name.
Rabbi Kotlarski should have a refuah shlema. Rabbi Kotlarski needs a serious refuah shlema. We love him. He's amazing. And we're thinking about him, and we wish him a big, complete, speedy refuah shlema. Joe Gittler, Rabbi Kotlarski, Eli Beer, Jay Feinberg, Leah Golden, Yosef Mendelovich. We also had on, I don't know if they're Jewish heroes. Maybe they're heroes because of their longevity.
I was going to say the old couple, the 98-year-old.
We had on a couple who celebrated their 70th wedding anniversary.
Wow.
And do you remember what his answer was for how he got to be that old?
Climbing the stairs.
Take steps.
Never take the elevator when you could take the steps.
Right.
Never. Daf Yomi's got another good one. It's true. I consider her a Jewish hero. Alana Twig, the farmer. You know how many people emailed me that they watched or listened to that episode and cried their eyes out? Unbelievable. Unbelievable. She's a Jewish hero. And who else? That's it. Law, Israel, and politics. Well, we mixed up a few there. We had a few politicians. Which politicians have we had on?
Naftali Bennett.
Naftali Bennett.
Ted Deutsch.
Ted Deutsch and his
Ted
wife.
Deutsch and Jill Deutsch. Ted and Jill, by the way, we're not going to be running for office again. Mazel tov to Ted Deutsch on accepting the position, the CEO of the AJC, big position. They have a
Richie
job for
Torres.
Brody in Israel. He's looking.
I think
Richie
Richie Torres.
Richie Torres, excellent. Who else? Ooh, we had another one on.
Hint.
We had a diplomat who worked for the U.S. in Israel.
Sure.
Arya Lightstone.
Arya Lightstone. There it is. Arya Lightstone. We had a great conversation with
He
Arya
was very
Lightstone.
early on.
Early on. We had, you remember when we had Marvell Joseph?
Oh, yeah.
Marvell Joseph.
That was with the-
Our good
with
friend
the BLM.
Marvell. Ben Shapiro, Al Hellerstein, Malcolm
Ben
Holmline, Yedidia Harush, Richard Bernstein. Yeah, it's been a fun ride.
Dida Harush should be in the Jewish Heroes.
Yedidia Harush, Jewish Heroes. I hear that. He was just here. Definitely Lee Leibovic agrees with you.
Mhm.
Yes, I love this. This is the guy's name. If you want to put it on his Shidduch resume, he's known as the guy who was beaten up. Live it with a smile. Live it with a smile. We did have the guy beaten up in New York. Anyone remember his name?
Joey Borgen.
Joey Borgen. Excellent. Well done, Rabbi Ryan.
Played basketball in high school.
Did you? Joey Borgen, otherwise known as the guy beaten up in New York. So that's definitely a good conversation opener. I am the guy, I'm behind the Bima, who was beaten up in New York. Tragically and sadly, that could now be several guys. But we shouldn't make light of it. The truth is he was in harm's way. He was in danger. And we had him on. He told his story. And we're grateful to him for that. So that was great. Do you remember we had on Rabbi Shai Schechter?
Yes.
Back in the day.
That was a great episode.
And
We have the other category, religious life.
On.
Religious life, we had Sivan Meir Rahav.
Right.
Lori
Rabbi
Palatnik.
Fishbane.
What?
Rabbi Yisrael Kamenetsky.
Rabbi Fishbane from the Kashrus.
True. We had Rabbi Fishbane, Rabbi Yisrael Kamenetsky, Rabbi
Weinberg.
Yoel Gold,
You have Judah Michelle.
Judah Michelle. We've had on Charlie
Weinberg.
Harari,
Right.
Rabbi Joey Rosenfeld. It's an unbelievable program. What a show.
Amazing.
It's incredible.
Rabbi YY.
I'm on with Rabbi YY. It's true. I don't even know if that episode ended yet. That was unbelievable, that episode. That was fantastic.
Oh, the rabbi from the old city.
Who here thinks that Rabbi Brody hit his wall? Yes, it's true. Malchus Nentz is correct. We had Rabbi Aaron Cutler. We had Rabbi Aaron. He was early.
Who is the grandson of Aryeh Levine?
Oh, yes.
Benji Levine. Yeah, where's my behind the Bima staff? We're missing like most of these names from this list.
Moshe
Oh,
Weinberger.
no, my bad. I owe a huge apology. My screen was off. It was blocked off. We have rabbinic leaders and personalities. I left off a whole side. Wow. Rav David Lau, Rav Moshe Weinberger, Rav Manas Friedman, Rav Benji Levine, Rabbi Ram Tzvi Ram, Rabbi Lord Jonathan Sachs, Rabbi Yaakov Horowitz, Rabbi Shai Schechter. Yeah, what a show. Incredible.
Amazing.
Incredible. Atara, put something on. I'm sending you the link. Come on. Tell everybody what it's like to be a rabbi's daughter.
Let me show you this. Look at my flight here. Forbes. Look at this.
5:25 a.m.
Look at it. Look what it says now. Watch this. 5 hours and 38 minutes.
Phil Landau wants us to bring back the Roadhouse Llama. That was quite a night. The live llama walking behind Rabbi Brody.
Oh, that was funny.
That was some night. That was a great night.
Yeah, he walked by with Boy Gary.
That was a great night. Phil Landau is one of our most avid listeners. So happy you're here. So happy you're here. Rabbi Brody has hit his wall. Rabbi Brody, when you hit a wall, you know what you got to do? You got to run through it or over it, around it or under it, but you cannot let a wall stop you.
It's almost midnight.
Like Shavuos night.
So what?
My Uber's coming.
Time is
Take
a
me to
human
the airport in
construct.
10 minutes.
Yecheva, time is just a human construct.
Okay. Time is actually important for health. Sleep is important for health. You have to keep track of time in order to be able to.
Just saying, Ellie Stefanski goes to sleep at 1 a.m., wakes up at 3 a.m.
You think Mrs. Stefanski tells Ellie time is...
Well, Mrs. Stefanski might be insulted that her husband wasn't on the list that you just listed.
Of course he was, Rabbi Ellie Stefanski. It's
Where'd you-
unbelievable. One of the most popular episodes yet. He was
He's
incredible.
on the hero list.
He's on the hero list because he got Brody to learn Daf Yomi.
I know.
It's unbelievable. He's a total hero. He's an absolute total hero. It's incredible.
Your moms are also on the hero list.
Our
right?
moms are on the hero list, that's for sure. brsonline.org/global. We have had a donation in a few minutes. Keep it coming, people. I know you're still watching, listening. We can see the number. brsonline.org/global. brsonline.org/global. You have to get brsonline.org/global. Yecheva, what's it worth to you? How much would you give to be able to go to sleep right now?
I was just about to leave.
No.
Like
What would you give
just,
to go to
I was
sleep?
literally, you just, I was
No,
just gonna
no,
say, this
no.
has been so great.
How much would you give to go to sleep right now?
What do you mean? How much should someone give to let
No,
them
what
go?
would you give for us to let you go off and go to sleep right now? You personally.
How much would I give personally?
Yeah. What's it worth to
I
you?
mean, listen, this is a great cause. I do think we give as members,
We
not
do.
just members,
We
but
do. You don't actually have to give. Don't worry. Atara's going to cover you.
but
Don't
I
worry.
think it's a great cause. I think everyone should support all the work it's incredible what this group does.
Our goal is to
Literally for the whole world.
It's true. Our goal is to keep Behind the Bima going so that we make it an entire cycle of the babies needing to be fed again.
I'm
That's our
surprised.
goal.
Enough.
I sleep trained. That's it.
We want to hit multiple feedings in one episode. That's the goal.
Oh,
Right, yeah.
that's so cute.
We love it.
That is really cute.
Yeah.
We love it. Love
I
it.
have I have special access to them.
To the bibs. It's true. Yocheved, before you go, tell us one more thing. I don't know what the thing should be, but tell us one more thing. All right, guys, everybody here, ask Yocheved something you want to know about her, about the Goldberg family, Behind the Bima.
Oh, Rabbi Goldberg, I believe I asked you this once, and you said I'm not sure. I would ask.
I asked her. I asked her earlier.
You did?
We got it earlier in the episode. Most people forgot by now, but we got her. So we got to come up with something else. What question do you have for Rabbi Ryan? What do you want to know about the Goldbergs?
Don't put me or anyone else on the spot.
I am.
There's nothing to say. Just a
That's it?
regular.
Did you always want to be a Rebbetzin?
There it is.
I'm sorry, I didn't mean to keep you up.
No, it's fine. It's fine. It's a short answer.
There it is.
I mean, I did. I mean, I think I always loved being involved in community. I was always involved in different, chesed organizations in high school, and then, in my college years. And I always loved people and being involved with people and helping the klal. And when I was dating, I actually was looking for someone who was going to go into some form of klei kodesh. And so most of the guys I dated were actually like in smicha or headed in that direction. And then I met this guy. I will say,
Settled on this guy.
So just to get back to the shidduchim conversation very, very briefly, I think it's very important to mention how my husband and I met, because I think that's a good lesson to singles today. I actually had a friend who was dating very similar types of guys. She was also looking for, rabbinic types and guys in smicha. And so one day we were walking home from shul, and I asked her if she's gone out with anyone who she might think would be good for me. I kind of was a little bold, but I wasn't shy. And I felt like, we're dating the same guys. I may as well talk to her and see if she has any ideas. And then she told me about him, that she had gone out with him. He wasn't right for her, but actually maybe it'd be a good idea for me. And then I actually called someone to set it up. So 2 things that I would tell singles today to do. I think that we put a little too much faith and, we depend too much on the adults to have to set us up, to have to set up singles. It's always the shadchanim, it's always the mother's friends, it's always the, we're asking so many adults to get involved in shidduchim, but really I think that singles could help each other. And I think if you have those conversations with like-minded friends, if a guy was good for you, chances are he might be good for your roommate or your chavrusa from seminary, or vice versa. A guy who goes out with a girl and says, I vetted her, I spoke to all of her references, I know she's in my circles, so my chavrusa or my roommate or my friend, I went to school with, could be very good for her. So I think that the best shadchanim could be those singles who set each other up. I think the best shadchanim could be those young couples who could, set up their friends because they know them better than us adults do. And I think that, I think our story is a very good example of how you could, it's a little bit uncomfortable and awkward. You don't want to, ask for yourself or push yourself, but I think you need to be a little bit aggressive and kind of represent yourself in the stage. So I think that could be something that could be improved in the shidduch world right now, to have the youngsters.
I agree. Those are all very important lessons. You got to be assertive. You got to put yourself out there. Don't wait. You got to be open. 100%. So, when people say, how did you two meet? I say, Yocheved chased me, pursued me. She was lucky enough to land me. Anyway, I just got a text from someone. Just joking. Someone in Israel woke up half an hour ago to see if Behind the Bima is yet up, and I see it's still going. Wow. That is somebody.
Big wow.
So we are still going, and we welcome Matthew Miller. Matthew is a member of the BRS staff, part-time from a distance in Chicago. Matthew, thank you for helping us with tech. Matthew actually is the one who publishes Behind the Bima each and every week. He takes Behind the Bima, and I don't know what he does with it, but he puts it up so that it's there. Adds some music, an intro, an outro, and makes it happen. So Matthew, thanks for what you do.
Thank you. Appreciate it. It's great to be involved.
Matthew, a donation came in your honor by your uncle. So, your brother, I mean. So we're grateful to your brother for that. See if anyone wants to match Aaron. I think Aaron Miller was his name.
Exactly.
Let's get a match for Aaron Miller. We just had another anonymous donation. Thank you so much. We appreciate it. Matthew, tell our audience something about you.
So I'm a twin. I think that's something. And I've lived in, I was born in Canada. Now I'm in the US in Chicago, and I've lived also in Israel for a year. So
did you ever eat in Chicken House?
Never been to Chicken House, actually. I think we used to live in that area, but no, I've never been there before.
You got to check it out next time you're there.
I'll check it out.
How did you get into technology?
I just sort of fell into it. I was always involved and interested in languages, and then sort of got from languages to computer languages and things related to that sort of field, and then got into technology through that and been working in the field for about 5 years now.
Cool. What's the most gratifying part about working with BRS?
I'd say just it's the global aspect, to be able to be anywhere and to live anywhere, but still access the community. Been there one time in person, but really feel like I'm part of the community even from afar.
I love that. What's the most frustrating part about working at BRS?
I mean, not being.
You don't have to answer that. I'm just joking. Rabbi Brody, you okay with it? You're gonna fall asleep on the computer.
I want you to know I think I was asleep.
You're doing the whole bob and weave thing. You're doing the like.
I know.
All right, I'm going to say goodbye to everyone.
What?
Yes, this has been lovely, a wonderful night, but I have to get up tomorrow.
You got to make it 5 more minutes, yo. Make it to the 3 o'clock, the 3 hour mark. You got this. You got this. This is like if Rabbi Blumenthal went 26.2 miles. You're doing this marathon.
I know. I'll make you a deal. I'll go off in 5 minutes if you also do.
Whoa.
Ooh.
I still have to write an article tonight. Matthew's going to kill me.
3 hours is a very nice. You really put in your effort.
Got to get Matthew. We got to get Matthew an article. We got to review the Parsha notes. We got a lot of work to do tonight.
All right. Okay. So then I think that we're going to all say goodbye.
No, maybe we'll end it at the 3 hour mark. We need a few more donations to come in. How about this? We're at $101,682. If we can get to 103,000, can't count right now. If we can get to 103,000, we'll call it quits. So, is this your brother, Matthew?
Yes, that's Aaron.
There you go. Aaron saying, "Hey, bro."
He's going to sleep, but he came back to tune in.
Came back to check you out. Matthew, tell us.
Yep.
Amazing. Are you identical?
Identical. Most likely.
Yeah.
Can people tell you apart?
I guess it depends how well they know us. Some people, if they've seen us a bunch of times together, they can. But if not, they'll confuse us most likely.
I saw a fascinating tshuva. Let's introduce a little Torah as we're going to head into the 4th hour. So, Rav Zilberstein has the following tshuva: twins. One is learning in Bnei Brak, one's learning in Yerushalayim. Brody, wake up for this. It's interesting. One's learning. One's learning in Bnei Brak, one's learning in Yerushalayim. So the one in Yerushalayim, if a friend gets married in Bnei Brak, it's a huge schlep. The one in Bnei Brak, if a friend's getting married in Yerushalayim,
it sounds like a Yavamis.
No, listen to this. I know it does. At least Stefanski would have like pictures of 5 towns.
Maybe it can be in one of the pictures for
Listen to this. So listen to this. Yechavi, you listening? Rabbi Zilberstein says the following tshuva. He says identical twins. One's in Bnei Brak, one's in Yerushalayim. So the one in Yerushalayim, if he has to go to Bnei Brak, it's a long schlep. The one in Bnei Brak has to go to Yerushalayim, it's a long schlep. So they asked the Shaila, when a friend gets married, could they have their twin in the other city go to the wedding to say Mazel Tov, pretending to be them, in order to be able to save time and learn more Torah? Or is that Geneva's Das? What do you think?
I think probably would be Geneva's Das.
Matthew Paskin's Geneva's Das. Talia, what do you Paskin?
I don't know.
Yeah? You don't know. Rabbi Ryan.
Geneva's Das.
Geneva's Das. Jeffrey Goldgrab.
I posture that they can do it because of Talmud Torah.
Is there a better name for a fundraiser on the whole planet than Gold Grab.
Sure.
Is there?
Bring it in.
Wow, it's almost 3 hours to get here.
BRSonline.org/global.
Jeffrey, make it happen. Grab the gold. It's already almost midnight. Send people to the website to grab that gold. So I will tell you.
BRSonline.org/global.
That's it. BRSonline.org/global. So I will tell you, Rabbi Zilberstein Paskin, that it was mutter, that they could do it. He has a whole 7 pages of back and forth and why, how you define Genevas Das. Is it a crime of commission, omission? They didn't really say who they were. They just went and gave a hug. So they weren't really lying. It's to preserve time for learning Torah. It's a slippery slope to be able to do that kind of thing. Big question, but a fascinating halachic question. Fascinating halachic question.
So did I just get smicha?
You got smichas chaver. We'll give you that.
Sure.
We'll give you that. Yocheved. Yocheved Goldberg.
No. We're saying goodbye.
Almost. You only have 30 seconds left. We have one last question for you.
Ladies first. So I'm bringing Talia with me.
What's it going to be?
I'll go with Rebbetzin Goldberg.
You go. We haven't really spent a lot of time with Rabbi Ryan yet, so we got to ask him some questions. We need some more money to come in. BRSonline.org/global.
Right.
My family did their so.
Put the Rebbetzin out of her misery. What time does the alarm go off here, Jeffrey?
Yeah, you can come home.
Let's say 2:00.
We're okay. Put the Rebbetzin out of her misery. Somebody make a donation. One more donation, we let you go. One more donation of 180 or more, we let you go. So that rules out some people. But no, one more donation of 180. Come on, Israel, you should be waking up and taking.
It's very awkward.
No, you can't go. You can't go. Yocheved, what would you like to see different in women's programming at BRS? As a woman, do you think BRS does enough for women's programming?
So tired. I think there's a lot that comes out of BRS for women. I do. I think that your Amuna class for women is great. I think that we have programming. In different divisions, though, every age group has stuff for them, and I think there's a lot for couples, for women. Right. And I think we're doing a great job. But of course, like everything else in life, we could always do better. And I think we are working on it, and it's going to be even better moving forward. So,
okay, what should people look forward to? What will be better?
We're going to have some more programming and some more different some new blood, some new energy. We're definitely starting up some new good things.
New initiatives.
Yes.
Okay, should check it out. We're still waiting for that donation. So. Yocheved desperately wants to go to sleep. Let the Rebbetzin go to sleep. We need one more donation. For the
I can't see who are people still on here. I can't even see.
Yeah, there's a ton of people still on here. They're hanging on to your every word, Yocheved. They're hanging on to your every word. So you've made 5 shidduchim?
I made 3, and then we made 2 together.
Which 3 did you make without me?
I made my brothers.
Right.
I made Rina, and I made Shalom. I made Pollock, I made Gross, and I made my brothers. And then together we made Gila and Avi's, and we made the Ezra Rivka's. You did Rivka's, really. That was yours.
Okay, I'll take it. Interesting. All right. Yeah. What's the secret to making a shidduch? Can you just pants and skirts it?
I'll tell you the truth. We haven't made shidduchim since then, and that was like when we first got married or first dating. I mean, it's been a long time, and I think partly it's because of what I said before, that I don't think we know these singles as well as their contemporaries do.
Right.
We had much easier making shidduchim. We were the same age as them, and they were our friends and in our circles. Now we're like these adults who kind of know but don't really get to know and really don't.
There it is. Wow. There it is, Yocheved.
Some people
Murzovs are your good friends. Murzov just donated at 180. So it says go Shluffy Rebbetzin.
Oh, you're the best.
Big shout out to Rachie. She has the sound off. She's just reading our lips the whole night. She's not even listening to any of the show. She can just read the lips. Murzovs, you're the best. Go Shluffy Rebbetzin. Goldie and Brad also just gave 180 for bringing them simcha. So
great.
Thank you, Goldie and Brad.
Oh yeah, you got the other 180. We're good to go. All right, gentlemen.
Good. So now we can finally get started, gentlemen. We can begin the show. Rabbi Ryan.
Anyone gave $1,000 to let Rabbi Goldberg get some sleep tonight.
Wow.
Let's go over that. $1,000.
Talia,
Otherwise, he's staying up all night because he doesn't.
Talia, should we go in on that?
Come on.
Yes,
No way.
'cause
We're just starting. Matthew's fine. He's in Chicago. It's an hour behind.
We're meeting
Exactly. I've got
tomorrow.
time.
Matthew's great. He's got to still finish our newsletter. Anyone in the comments? What do you want to see different in the newsletter? We have the shul
All right,
newsletter.
I'm gonna go. Good
I have
night,
my newsletter.
everyone. Thank
Rebbetzin,
you.
thank you. Talia, thanks for being with us.
Thank you. Thank you.
Good night, everyone.
Rabbi Ryan, you're not going anywhere. Don't get any ideas.
I'm not going anywhere.
The night is young. Anyone have any ideas of what they want to see different in the newsletter? Some new ideas, new features, new segments? Let us know. We're all ears. Rabbi Ryan, let's move over to you.
Okay.
Rabbi Brody, what do you want to know about Rabbi Ryan? What do you got?
I'm so out.
You are
Rabbi
fast.
Ryan. First of all, let me just tell you something. Rabbi Ryan is great. That's what I want to say. Rabbi Ryan is really working hard to build a incredible youth program at BRS. Gives it his all. It's really dedicated, and it's beginning to have a major impact on the community. So great job.
I worked for Brody previously in Camp Minnesota.
You actually didn't work for me. You actually worked for Simone, I think.
Did you really?
No, that was the second time. The first time, remember we were Chinuch?
Simone basically ran everything, just for the record.
Oh,
That's
that's it.
that's the whole story of your whole life.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, back in the day, Camp Minnesota.
Camp Minnesota.
Ari Katz.
Rabbi Ryan, tell us a little bit about your background. What's something about you people don't know?
People don't know. I met my wife when I was 4 years old.
Really?
Really?
That's pretty cool.
Really?
Did you? What was your opening line to her at 4 years old?
We were in Camp Lavi. Our moms both worked in Camp Lavi. My mom, I think, was a girls' counselor. My mother-in-law was the head of girls' sports and color war. And we were in day camp. And we have a picture from day camp with us both. And we're actually right next to each other. And our shadchan is actually in the picture as well. Shout out to Jeff.
Really?
Yeah, we were all in the picture.
He's also related to one of the greatest yeshiva high school basketball players in history.
Living with a Smile wants to know what happened to Truth and a Lie. So we got enough here. We could play that.
Soraya the Messiah.
We're doing two truths. What is it? 2 truths and a lie, or 1 truth and a lie?
I think 2 truths and a lie.
2 truths and a lie. Okay, go ahead, Rabbi Ryan.
Okay, so I just said, can I use that as my truth? I was going to use that as my truth before.
Yeah, you could use it, although now we all know it's the truth.
That was truth. I went to DRS for high school, and I love mustard.
Okay. Rabbi Brody, 2 truths and a lie.
Okay. So hang on 1 second, because I actually was thinking about this before. Okay.
You gotta check your notes.
Okay, here we go. I got I've been to Israel 44 times. I have a tattoo. I've never dated anyone in my entire life, including my wife.
You should really go on date night, by the way.
What does that mean?
Okay. Jeffrey, 2 truths and a lie.
2 truths and a lie.
Wait, isn't someone supposed to say which is the truth?
No, we're gonna do that. First, we're gathering the
okay,
truths
fine.
and lies.
Okay. I'm really tired right now.
That's true.
Really tired right now. Come back to me in 2 minutes. Go to Matthew first.
Matthew Miller, landing the plane.
All right. Number 1 is I have a cousin who's a famous actor. Number 2 is the first week I was in England when I first moved there, I was handcuffed by the police. And the third thing is that the third thing that I enjoy learning new languages.
Okay.
Okay.
Jeffrey, you ready yet?
I'm ready.
Wait, how about you?
I'm gonna go. Jeffrey's first. People are hanging on the edge of their seat and getting texts. Everybody wants to know Jeffrey's 2 truths and a lie.
Okay, here we go. I never went to sleepaway camp as a child. I was in Miami Boys Choir as a child. And I had the first time that I was on an airplane was in 10th grade.
Okay. Okay. Okay.
Rabbi?
Okay. Okay. I used to play violin. I went bungee jumping, and I once threw out the first pitch at a baseball game. All right, now let's review. So, Kevin, what were your two truths and a lie, and then we'll guess.
Well, I met my wife when I was 4 years old. I went to DRS 1 year for high school, and I love mustard.
Which is the lie, Brody?
He doesn't like mustard.
Kevin?
I love mustard. I did not go to DRS for high school. I will put mustard on if it's spicy, almost anything. I'll try it.
Really? What's the strangest combination? What that you put mustard on?
Fried. You know the Zeppelis? Like in the pizza stores, like fried dough powder.
Yeah.
I once tried Zeppelis with mustard.
Wow.
Wasn't so great. Yeah.
Okay. Brody, what were your two truths and a lie?
I've been to Israel 44 times.
True.
I've never been on a date.
True.
And I have a tattoo.
Lie. I hope. I certainly hope. Okay, Jeffrey.
The big reveal. No tattoo.
Jeffrey.
I never went to sleepaway camp as a child. I was in Miami Boys Choir as a child, and the first time I was on an airplane was in 10th grade.
You were not in Miami Boys Choir as a child.
That's so offensive.
But correct.
But true.
Not true.
All right, so far I'm 3 for 3. Matthew.
All right, so mine were, I have a cousin who's a famous actor. I was, the first week I moved to England, I was handcuffed by the police. And the third one is I enjoy learning languages.
You don't enjoy learning languages.
No, I do enjoy learning languages. The other ones are true. No, sorry, the other ones are not. Sorry, the first one is not true. I do. Yeah, sorry. I have a cousin who is a famous newscaster, but not actor. So the languages and the handcuff thing are both true.
Who's that? Who's the cousin?
Bill Ritter. He's a famous newscaster.
Who?
Bill Ritter.
Famous in Chicago? What was he famous?
No,
apparently he's not so famous.
Who is he? Where does he cast his news? Hold on, we lost you. Did you lose me?
No,
you're good. I hear you.
Can't hear me.
I hear you.
It's always the tech guy. There he is. Mild. Okay. What about me, guys? Which was my lie?
What was it again?
That
you never went bungee jumping. No chance.
He did.
Actually, there is a chance because you jumped out of an airplane. You did skydiving.
First one, you threw out the first game pitch.
I played the violin. I threw out the first pitch of the game.
You didn't play violin.
No, he did play the violin. He did play the violin.
You played.
He did play the violin.
No, he didn't play the violin.
Big Machlokas here.
He played the violin.
Machlokas.
He played the violin. His mom said that. I'm behind the Bima.
Violin.
Didn't Phil play the violin? No? What did Phil play? Phil played in his.
I never went bungee jumping. I jumped out of an airplane a few times.
Right,
I never went bungee. Yeah, I haven't. The idea of being dangling from my feet, that doesn't at all excite me. There's nothing exciting about that.
I'm back. I figured it out. The tech guy figured it out. We're good.
Okay, good. You're back. All right. Yeah, so we don't know your famous cousin.
Bill Ritter. He's a big newscaster in New York.
New York. What channel?
I think he's on ABC. He's not a first
ABC.
He's like a second cousin, but our third.
I've actually heard of him.
Oh, the flute. Who played the flute?
Rabbi Moskowitz played the flute.
Rabbi Moskowitz? Don't you remember that episode? I played the violin.
That was a great
he
episode.
Played the drums. Moskowitz played something else. What did he
Remember
play?
his mom was telling us, I think, about she was so proud of him playing the flute.
Yeah.
Robert, what game did you throw the first pitch out at?
I threw the first pitch out.
That.
Hold on. I have it at home. I threw the first pitch. It was one of the highlights of my life.
Yeah.
Marlins game. I threw the first pitch out at a Marlins game.
Wow.
So they set it up. They set it up in front of the mound, and I refused. I said, if I'm going to throw out a first pitch, I'm doing it I want to go from the rubber. I want to go from the mound. So I went on the mound, and I threw a strike right to the catcher. I was so excited. One of the highlights of my life.
What was the background? Jewish Heritage Day or?
Yeah, Jewish Heritage Day. Yeah. I lobbed it in there. I didn't try to throw you remember, Brody, it wasn't you. I made somebody go outside here and measure out exactly.
I remember.
Down to the home plate.
I remember.
And I threw a hard ball. I think it made a dent in the wall of the shul. but I think Hamid still upset at me about it. But tried to practice. So that was a highlight. Throwing out a first pitch was awesome. Although on the bucket list still is throwing out a first pitch at a Yankee game. So if anybody's listening who's connected to the Yankees, I'd love to throw out a first pitch at a Yankee game. That would really be a bucket list thing. That'd be amazing. Okay, I think we're in the home stretch over here. We need one more donation.
Okay, I'm joining the Daf here. You guys can join also.
Oh, show us. Hold on, just share the screen.
Join.
What's the website? It's YouTube.
I'm in it.
Where is it on YouTube?
It's on. If you go to, I'll tell you right now.
Good evening, Rabbi Brody.
Oh, I just got a shout out.
I heard that from who?
Heard that.
What's the site?
1 second. It's Zoom.
I don't want to go on Zoom. It's not on YouTube.
No, I'm doing the Zoom. I've never done the Zoom.
How are you? I saw the pictures.
Where do you go? Hold on. Here we go.
Hang on.
I'm
giving you the link. Hang on.
Sounds like a big party going on over there.
It's a big party. You got to here. Come on in. Come join the party.
I'm not going on Zoom. I can't share the Zoom. Give me a YouTube
I just shared the Zoom.
I don't want Zoom. I want a YouTube link.
Hang on. Let me just lower the volume here.
Beautiful speech last night.
Give me a YouTube. You got a YouTube link?
Yeah, I just shared the.
How many people from New York are waking up for the chill?
What is going on over there?
I don't know what's going on here.
I don't know, but we are
great.
You
should see who's on the Zoom right here. This is awesome.
How many people on the Zoom?
Right now, 77 and 78. It's climbing every second.
It's amazing. It's a beautiful thing. Incredible.
I don't know how to turn the volume off.
All right, so maybe
I'm gonna sign off. Okay, guys.
Maybe we should wrap it up so Rabbi Brody can go. Rabbi Brody, any last thoughts on BRS Global? People donating?
Just give money. Support the greatest global movement there is. And Rabbi Goldberg's leading the way.
What they did? Rabbi Brody, it's not letting you unmute.
Yeah, they want me to unmute. I have to say hi to my fans.
Tell them that you're still on Behind the Bima.
You're behind the Bima.
Okay.
Tell them.
Hello.
Welcome.
It is great to be here. This is the greatest Daf Yomi program I've ever seen in my whole life.
Tell them you're on Behind the Bima.
All of you guys are actually on Behind the Bima right now also. I'm just want to let you know. We're like broadcasting this on Behind the Bima.
If Rabbi Goldberg is there, please tell him that Avi Mandelbaum, who we put together, says hi.
Did you hear that, Rabbi?
I heard
Avi
that, Avi
Mandelbaum.
Mandelbaum. The high back. Wow. BRSonline.org/global. Thank you so much. Best regards back. Amazing. Wow.
This is awesome.
Shalom Aleichem, Mr. Brody. Shalom Aleichem, Mr. Brody.
Thank you very much.
Rabbi,
Thank you. Aleichem Shalom.
Rabbi Brody.
We
We are now live witnesses to Rabbi Brody. Live.
I love this.
We have now turned into a podcast of watching Rabbi Brody learn the Daf.
I will be on. I hope I will be on. I have a flight at 5
That is
a.m.
now our podcast is watching Rabbi Brody do the Daf. I love it. This is great. All right. On that note, Rabbi Brody, Rabbi Ryan, Jeffrey, Matthew, thank you. You are the warriors. You made it to the end. I'm tempted to just keep going by myself and see how far we could go, how far we could take it. But good things must come to an end. So
Great night.
yeah. And whoops. I don't know who Safta Simcha is on here, but kicked him out. I don't know what's going on there.
I was gonna say let her on. Let her on.
Rabbi Ryan, closing thoughts. One of the newest members of the Boca Raton Synagogue staff.
Amazing shul, amazing community. Please help contribute.
All right, we appreciate that. I know that would make me want to give. I'm just joking. I'm just joking. That was good, Rabbi Ryan. We love you. Come on, so let's throw some passion. Try that again.
It's been I was in 3 days in the Keys with 7th grade boys and girls. So
oh wow, that's rough.
Yeah.
That's rough.
Me and Rabbi Zions. That's why
Yeah. So try that again. A little passion.
Yeah. BRS give BRS dot BRSonline.org/global.
Yeah, don't quit your day job, Rabbi.
Subanim this weekend. It is a jam-packed weekend. Please come support. Sponsorships available. See Jeffrey, I told you.
Sponsors available. We got a grand finale. What are some of the prizes at the grand finale?
Some of the prizes are Shas, set of Mishnayos. We got a popcorn machine. We've got an electric scooter. We got an Alexa. We got some Tati prizes as well. We got some gift cards. Got some other good prizes as well. Some BRS bucks.
That's good.
Sparm.
Is that a cryptocurrency?
Yes.
BRS
What?
bucks? Is that a type of cryptocurrency? BRS bucks?
BRS bucks. We do it. It's not cryptocurrency, but it's more valuable. BRS bucks.
More valuable.
Yeah. It's incredible. All right, Matthew, make your pitch. Make your pitch for the global.
All right. I think everyone, they got to give and give big. It's an important principle to sacrifice. I mean, that's this week's Parsha. We got to make sure that we're sacrificing and giving of ourselves, giving our money, giving our very being to Judaism and to the campaign. So brsonline.org/global. Give.
I like that. From
big.
Chicago, live from Chicago. Jeffrey, see what you got, Jeffrey.
Just we really are one big happy family. We're here for each other through tough times, through simchas, and after we had our baby last week, besides for the family, besides for my blood relatives family, the first people I texted were the rabbis of BRS, because that's who I really just want to share the simcha with.
That says it all. That's
it does say it all. We're really a family, and we let everyone in on that with us. Please support our campaign so we can continue providing all this amazing content to you throughout the globe. brsonline.org/global. brsonline.org/global.
That says it all. That's amazing. Thank you. You guys did a great job. And an anonymous donor has just given money for Rabbi Goldberg to go to sleep before Nate's. So I appreciate that. We're going to try. And we'll wrap it up. I will say, for the people still here, it's pretty shocking. It's pretty amazing. Thank you for being on this ride with us for 3 hours and 20 minutes. Our marathon episode. If you don't even remember, we had Simcha Leiner, we had the Wolbes, we brought on Matthew Miller, we had our staff members, we had surprise guests, and most of all, we had on Rabbi Moskowitz was back. So for the first time in a long time, Rabbi Moskowitz was back for a few minutes. That meant a lot. That was big. So to all of our people supporting, donating, helping us get our message and our Torah out, we're deeply and profoundly indebted to you. We thank you. And to those who are not, please step up. We need your help. We got some great swag. At some point, we can get some out to you. It's almost time to caffeinate with Kavana. It's almost time. So it's incredible. So I don't know. I see my sister's up in Israel. Is she watching now? Daniela, you want to come on? Talk about what it's like to be the rabbi's sister? Caffeinate with Kavana and behind the Bima. Stay happy, stay healthy, stay holy. For the right contribution, we can give you the right some swag. It could really be amazing. So thank you for listening. Thank you for being here. Thank you for being part of this journey. It's been fantastic. Thank you for helping support us. I feel like I'm trying to land the plane, but I'm just circling until I run out of gas. That's what I speak about in drushes, how to end the drusha. Ending the drusha is the most important part. You got to know how to come home, how to bring it in, how to land the plane. It's critical. You have to be able to. You got to be able to land the plane. So let's see. Hold on. Is Danielle still awake? Done. And behind the Bima, we are still live. Let's see.
How long did we go last year?
How long did we go? I know we got to match it. We got to be a little bit competitive here. Still have people. As long as you have people, you got to keep going. So let's see. We'll give it 1 minute. What else? What else, gentlemen, would you like to talk about? You got to admire they're like radio hosts who have a 3-hour show every day.
Yeah.
But they probably know when they go in, they have topics, they have questions, they have guests, they have a staff, they have people feeding them, they have things in their ear. This is not our day job.
This is just us. This is just us.
But last year was 3 hours, 25 minutes, and 5 seconds. So it's
wow.
Yeah, so
Okay. All right,
we're almost there.
Yeah, we got to stay a couple more minutes. A couple more. Yeah. All right, but we should say something while we're waiting. Come on, Rabbi Ryan. Let's go. What you got?
Ryan, why don't you tell us about the Perm Carnival this coming Sunday? It's going to be amazing.
Perm Carnival is going to be out of this world. First of all, we're closing down the parking lot. We're going to have bounce houses. We're having different stations. We're going to have prizes, pizza selling, cotton candy, ice cream, a train for little kids, face painting, airbrush, hats, T-shirts. It's going to be out of this world. It's going to be out of this world. So if you want to come by, if you're in town, if you're not in town, you want to help sponsor and donate, help us get better things, please feel free to donate.
Just got
Yeah.
another donation in for complete and speedy refuah shlema for Estee Labas Ariel Tzipora. My sister may be awake, but she's apparently not yet in a condition to appear on Behind the Bima. So we'll have to do a future episode with the siblings of Behind the Bima, but we are not there yet. We're not ready for that yet. But we did get another donation, and we're grateful for that. We are on our way to our goal of 150,000. They said it can't be done, right, Jeffrey? They said it was like breaking the 4-minute mile. They said it can't be done.
Somebody
do you
today just
believe?
told me. Somebody today just told me, even though you're not going to get to your goal, you guys did a great job. And I said, nope. I look forward to talking to you when we bust right through that goal, and we are going to get it.
There's no question about it. We are going to get right there to 150. We're going to break through the 150 barrier. The sky's the limit. There's no telling how high we can go. You got to believe. You just got to believe. So we are going to get there. We are going to get there.
It's funny. I remember watching this last year, and I also teach at Romani's Academy, and I was in the process of making a decision, and I watched this I watched till the end last year.
Did you really?
I really did. I really did.
Where did I appear from?
You appeared from the car. You told me that afterwards that you told me because you went to New York for a dentist appointment, right?
That is true. I went to New York for a dentist appointment.
And then when you guys hit the 80,000 mark, you guys were like, "Oh, we did it!" And then it stopped in the middle.
Okay, we are wrapping it up, but we're about to bring on one more guest before we do.
Oh boy.
One more special guest. He's been wanting to come on Behind the Bima for a while, and I've wanted to have him. So it's exciting to be able to bring him on. Hopefully he's going to behave himself. Hopefully we won't regret it, but definitely a good friend and a big supporter of our community and a leader in his community. And I'm talking about you now.
Jeffrey, you think it is?
Oh,
I don't know.
There it is. There is the one and only Seth Grossman. Seth Grossman has finally broken through. He's on Behind the Bima in the 4th hour of tonight's episode. Rabbi Seth Grossman, we are 3 hours and 25 minutes into Behind the Bima. We're up to $102,132. Some of that comes from you. We're very grateful for your generosity and support, for your sister, who sponsors our Parsha Perspectives every week. Rabbi Seth Grossman used to be a member of the Boca Raton Kolo, lived in Boca for a while, moved to Israel. Seth, tell us what's going on.
Everything's great. Actually, right now, I'm doing carpool, taking another member of the former Kolo, Rabbi Schneider's son. Well, I guess Mr. Schneider was the real member of the Kolo. I remember he came back door to the Kolo, but I got Yechiel Schneider in the car. Who just had to hear that news the first time that his father really got to the Kolo through his mother. But it was a wonderful group. Rabbi Goldberg and Rabbi Schneider were chavrusas together. I had the distinct pleasure of learning with Rabbi Sugarman, and the four of us were amongst 7 guys. But we were a real clan, and we've stayed really close over the last 20-something years. So that's pretty amazing.
Known as the Running Rebs.
The Running Rebs, who all ended up in the emergency room after the first game.
We had a Kolo fundraiser. We thought the Kolo rabbis would play the Balabatim. So we were the Running Rebs, and they were the Balabatim. We had uniforms and refs, and people pledged money per point scored. And I was like the last guy standing on our team. Everyone was injured. And that was 1 year. And another year.
Yeah, but Rabbi Goldberg, let me interrupt you for 1 second just to throw out a plug to one of the global supporters that I saw the other day. The 3 of us, Rabbi Schneider, myself, and Rabbi Sugarman, all end up in Stuart Goldman's office the next day.
True, Stuart Goldman.
I saw Stuart Goldman on your global get together. I hadn't seen him since that day, probably.
It's a great shout out.
He took care of all the Kolo guys, so it was really a fundraiser for him. That's paying itself back now, hopefully.
That is an excellent point. It all comes full circle. It all comes full circle. Do you remember Stuart Goldman and he wouldn't see you until you gave him a Dvar Torah? Do you remember that rule he had in his office? You had to give a Dvar
Torah. I was
Torah.
in so much pain because you made me take off my cast before the game that I probably didn't remember what was going on.
You're like RoboCop, Grossman. When you were like 22 years old, you wore more braces than I don't know who, but yeah.
Yeah, they actually just put out an NCSY Kolo Purim spiel. They asked my permission if they could make fun of me. I didn't know how badly they would make fun of me, but it's out there. The 2021 Purim spiel just got posted, and it's pretty bad if you want to laugh about me.
Okay, I will look forward to seeing that. That sounds pretty exciting. Seth, I announced on the air that Yitzi Predator has challenged me to a tennis match in which he's He's pledging a lot of money if I could take one set off of him. So what do you think? What? Tell me about Predator's game. What do I need to know?
I'll say here's the problem with Predator's game. He's a beast of an athlete, and he's got unlimited stamina. And my guess is he doesn't stay behind the Bima and deal with the problems of the community 24/7, and is in a lot better shape than your lifestyle has allowed you to get in.
That is like the biggest compliment. That's like the set. That's like the nicest thing you ever.
You're good looking. You're not heavy, but your cardio skills have definitely eroded as you've gotten more popular on the behind the Bima and all your other Torah opportunities. Your cardio skills have definitely gone down.
First of all,
so you need to work on that.
You ever said to me. Second of all, eroded is like the biggest word you ever used. And third of all,
well, I've been playing Wordle now, so I'm really eroded is a 5-letter word. So like I'm a Wordle guy now, so I'm working on that.
You're working on that. Now, people should know that as much as the world perceives Seth as somewhat of a clown, and he does dedicate himself to bringing joy and smiles to others, but at the beginning of the coronavirus, Seth could be on our hero list, Matthew, on our heroes of Behind the Bima interviews, because how many people at the height, you were saying when the world was locked down and there were no minyanim and there were no shuls, how many people were you saying Kaddish for at the height?
All right, I said for at one point it was like 75 people at the same time, but overall it was around 168 people. Baruch Hashem. I mean, I'm not sure Baruch Hashem that most of those people died during Corona right before.
Right.
But it was I guess got a tremendous love from Stephen Berkeley when I was in Boca 2 weeks ago, and he introduced her and said how special it was for him that he only missed like 2 tefillos between the time he got locked out of shul and the time he was able to reach me. So that was very special to a guy like Stephen Berkeley. To this day, 2 years later, just thinking about that time and telling his family. So that was really to me that was all the reward I needed.
That's absolutely incredible. It really was a beautiful thing and a heroic thing, and you took that upon your shoulders. And someone saying Kaddish, that's all they think about, and to know that it was being done for them was really a big deal. So we are very grateful to you for that. Seth, it's great to spend time. What is this, the morning routine in Israel? What's going on?
Well, I go to the early minyan, and then I learn for
Have you been allowed back in Rabbi Malinowitz Olav Shalom Shul yet?
I have. In fact, I just sponsored a shiur for my father's yard site. Rav Asher Weiss spoke there, and I got a lot of complaints that my introduction was very boring and dry. And then someone else felt the need to announce, but that was a lot better than the last time he spoke from there at the pulpit. So let's just be grateful he didn't do what he did last time. So that kind of put me back in my spot again.
I kind of agree with that person. Play it safe. You were put in timeout for long enough. And now you're back. You got to play it safe.
I hear that. So Emir Tashem will be announcing, and it's probably possible only because Linowitz is unfortunately no longer with us. That will be the Shabbos morning Chabura in Beis Tefillah will now be named the David Grossman Chabura. That'll be announced after Pesach. But Behind the Bima is getting the exclusive jump on that story.
Wow, unbelievable! So Simcha Liner's new album. We got the name of Simcha Liner's new album. Plus, equally, maybe even a bigger story is the new name of the Chabura on Shabbos. That's amazing. A great tribute to your father. It's a beautiful thing.
I think you might enjoy the story because I know you're a big Rabbi Malinowitz fan. I think I might have told you, but after 8 years from that infamous time where I was banned from speaking at Beis Tefillah, they started the Chabura program, which I kind of stole from Chaim Lanner and Boca Raton Synagogue, but I've been doing it now in Ramat Shiloh and in Rabbi Gottlieb's Shul in Kehila Eilah, and then they copied me in Beis Tefillah, which are now post facto is going to be named for my father. And so they invited me to give the Chabura. But, I'm a food guy, as you can see by my girth, and I upgraded the Kiddush with deli and kugel, and I gave a really nice Chabura that I also gave in Boca Raton once. And Rabbi Melinda was really happy, and I ran over to Rabbi Melinda after the Chabura. Am I now forgiven? Is this like, you look like you had a great time. Did you like the Chabura? Was it good? And he said, Grossman, from my perspective, you could give the Chabura every week from now on. I said, really? It was that good? He goes, no, I love deli. So
that is a great Rabbi Malinowitz story.
I was fishing, and he just knocked me down, but it was a great line. Milowicz was a great man. He should be Milos Yosh, everyone. But his sons, you should know, and I'm sure you've been involved in this a little bit. I don't know for
Yeah,
sure.
son is a hero.
His
Igor
son's been
Rabbanim
doing so much for Klal Yisrael in terms of flying to Eretz Yisrael, in terms of they're actually in a different thing in terms of mikvahs around Eretz Yisrael. That's a different son. They're really taking a huge mantle of the leadership, and without people knowing about it. Again, the Chevy people knew about it a little bit because it became such a disaster. But they do so much, and that's helped all of Klal Yisrael. And I'm sure Rabbi Mills is proud of his sons that have done that.
There's no question about it. They're doing great stuff. They're really doing great stuff. So Seth, thanks for being on. We're gonna wrap it up because your day is getting started. We're gonna try to wind down a little bit.
Well, you say start. I'm about to take my morning nap before my chavrusa, but yeah, that's an
I want to
important
wish
part of my
everyone a
day.
bracha that they should have a lifestyle like Seth Grossman. What's the plan today? Learning, davening, morning nap, a little tennis. What's the routine today?
Yeah, that's exactly what it's going to be. I'm going to take a nap now. Chavrusa from around 9 to 11. Tennis from 11:15 to 1:30. Then I have a lunch actually at 1:45 today with Nevo Zuckerman, who just joined Dov Lipman's group that are trying to help old people from America come to Israel. So they want to apply for the foundation.
Right.
So I got a lunch on Tzedakah's dime. So thank you whoever contributes to Yad L'Olim. And then I'm going to pretend to work a little bit and hope the phone rings. Anyone out there needs a mortgage, let me know. But if not, I might take a second nap in the afternoon, hopefully learn a little bit of Eruvin. And I'm around 25 blocks from finishing Seder Moed. I know Rabbi Goldberg, I'm sure you finished it this past week. I'm a little behind, but I'm trying.
My chavrusa and I actually, we left, the few lines that are still left on the Yom Aleph, we left for Purim, and we're going to make a Siyam Seder Moed on Purim together.
That's beautiful. I'm not a chagiga. I got Eruvin and Skolem that I owe stuff for, but it's all good as long as we finish in the end. And I'll end with this, Rabbi Goldberg, just in front of all your fans, which I'm sure there are thousands of people watching. You told me that Belina that you're going to come in for my Siyam Shas, which Mir Hashem is going to be around Lag BaOmer time 2024. So I'm not doing it in Daf Yomi, but I'm doing it in some Be'i and some Bekias. But you said you would fly in, and I have many witnesses, thousands of people watching this that said that Rabbi Goldberg, my close friend, is going to fly in for my Siyam Shas. So I appreciate it, and I'm looking forward to you joining.
When is it?
Lag BaOmer 2024, around there.
Lag BaOmer 2024.
Yeah,
I want you to know, Seth, I want you to know that you don't have to send the first class ticket. Business will suffice.
You know what? Yeah, that's good. That's good to know. Baruch Hashem. Because by that time, gas will probably be like $300 a barrel, and the tickets will be like $15,000 to get to Eretz Yisrael.
I'm only saying that because my wife announced earlier that I need more sleep, so I need to be able to sleep on the plane.
Yeah, your wife, I remember correctly, your wife was always a big fan of you flying first class, if I remember correctly.
You remember incorrectly.
She thought that was a very important expense for the Goldberg budget.
That is definitely not correct. My wife doesn't even like it when I use points to get extra legroom on JetBlue.
Right. I remember the first time you did it. You said you reached a new stage in your life that your wife joined you in the extra legroom section. So it was like $15 extra, and she joined you, and we were very proud.
It was a major breakthrough.
As always, the grosses are inspired by the Goldberg's marriage and the Shalom Bayis, and we try to emulate. And I'll end with this. I mentioned Wordle a little earlier. My wife and I have been doing it together for the last 23 days. Every day we do the Wordle together. I mean, she hasn't beat me yet, but we do it together. I think that's the most important part.
It's a beautiful thing. Which, that she hasn't beaten you, or that you do it together?
Well, it could be that. It could be just she's a tzaddikas, and she purposely throws in some bad guesses just so she doesn't embarrass her husband.
Seth, you an Entenmann's guy?
No, but Allah Hashalom, I saw. If I ate Entenmann's, imagine how much more overweight I'd be.
Okay, so it's a wise move. Seth, your dream has finally come true. It's been a pleasure.
This doesn't count. This doesn't count. This is part of like a 10-hour program. When I'm that picture on the side of the advertisement with my face made for radio, and you advertise I'm coming on your show, then my dream will be true.
Then it'll be finally your breakthrough. That day may come. That day, Seth. Listen, for the right donation to the global campaign, anything's possible.
That's true. I hope you make it up to your 150. If not, we'll have to eat less Entenmann's at your, Wednesday morning.
We're gonna make it. I'll tell you this: we're gonna get at least $5,000 closer to that because I'm gonna be practicing tennis. So we're gonna
Well,
get there.
it might be like $4.5 grand net when you have to like pay around $500 to your sports psychologist to get you ready for that.
No, I got it. Hashem's on my side this time. It's for a
That's
good
right.
cause.
Yitzi Freda, I know is watching because he WhatsApp me. I know he's watching. Yitzi, you know what? Rabbi Goldberg's gonna take you. You don't even have to let him. He's gonna take it. He's more skilled than you. He's just got to get the oomph and he's got to get the confidence.
Tell me,
and
give me
you're
one.
going
Give me
down.
one tip. One tip, Yitzi, about Yitzi's game. What do I need to do? No, what do I need to do? Give me one
You
tip.
got to pound that forehand deep to his backhand side. You got to your forehand deep to his backhand side.
See, the problem, like you said, is he's a great athlete. He has crazy stamina, so you're not going to outlast him in a point. Then what happens is at some point you can't breathe, so you try to hit a winner and he wins.
Correct. But your forehand is good enough that you could hit him deep into his backhand and even come to net a little bit if you need to, because his backhand's weak. He's a great athlete, but his backhand's weak. His skills are weak. You know he's just a great athlete. Gitzi, I know you're watching. You haven't beaten me yet. You know, but I think if Rabbi Goldberg takes more than a set, if he takes the match, it's up to 10K. No, Rabbi Goldberg, does that make sense?
I do. I'm actually willing to broadcast the match. Maybe if we get some more donors and sponsors, you know?
Yeah. Well, I think you might be. My problem with that is you might get a little nervous if it's broadcast. You get a little camera shy when it comes to your athletics. Not in your Torah, but in your athletics, you get a little nervous.
It's a fair point. I think Jeffrey's in a coma. Oh, he's back. Okay. All right. We're going to wrap it up. Rabbi Grossman, Seth, it's been a true pleasure. Matthew, live from we got Israel, Chicago. We've got Boca Raton, Montoya Circle. Absolutely incredible.
Look at that.
Thank
And
you.
just look at that. I'm wearing a Boca Raton shirt this morning.
Torah Academy?
I actually saw that and I was wondering.
Yeah, that's from one of the golf. I just cleaned out my whole closet and I threw out all the shirts I don't wear except for the Boca Raton golf tournament shirts because we did those with Brian Galbert. I didn't want to throw out any of them.
I was about to say, what are the odds that you're wearing that shirt? But the truth is, you only own free shirts that you've gotten from golf tournaments. That's your whole wardrobe.
Correct. So I have a rotation of different colors that I wear each day. So you can almost know the day of the week by which Boca Raton shirt I'm wearing or golf tournament. Asian Mitzion golf tournament shirts are also very good. So I've been switching those into the schedule.
It's truly a beautiful thing. So, ladies and gentlemen, we've set a new record, 3 hours, 40 minutes. Thank you for being with us. Thank you for helping us for tonight's goal and marching towards our great goal. And please God, next year we'll be celebrating the BRS Global campaign together from the Beis HaMikdash in Yerushalayim. Until then,
with a barbecue at the Grossman's.
Until then, everyone, stay happy, stay healthy, stay holy.